Boom, boom, boom. All right, guys, we're here. We're live. Welcome. It's a Friday night edition Poker Life podcast. I'm here with my buddy J Mo, man, Jason Mo, aka Klink. Wait, did I do my intro right? Hold on. I'm Joey, your one, aka Chicago Joey. Welcome to Poker Life podcast. That's all. What's up, J Mo? How's it going, man?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Better that now that I'm on your prestigious podcast.
Okay, technically, I've had you on like 3 live streams in the past, so it's not like I haven't had you on. Haven't had you on my everything, but now you're on an official capacity. So, welcome. We're glad to have you. For those that don't know, you're celebrating a recent. You're officially got a tournament victory in. I saw this. I saw your little photo you posted on Facebook and Twitter. You got an official tournament victory.
There we go.
Let's check this trophy out. Let's see it. Bam, man.
It's really heavy too, and it's sharp. Like I could kill someone with this trophy.
So what was the tournament you won out there in Macau? It was in Macau, or was it in Korea? Or
Korea.
What was the tournament you won?
The APPT main event. It was like a 3 million Korean won tournament, so that's like 2,800, and I won it for like 160 million Korean won, which sounds like a lot, but it's only 150K.
160 million Korean won?
Yeah, Korean wons are, like $1 is equivalent of like 1,100 Korean won or something like that.
So is something like a cheeseburger there like 25 million something, or how do the prices work there in Korea?
Over there would be like, I don't know, like 10,000 won, which would be like $10 or $9, $8, somewhere around there.
Okay. That currency. So I guess give a little introduction first. For those who don't know Jason, he's been playing poker for quite a long time. You're a heads up player. I mean, what the hell are you? What exactly are you playing poker? Are you a tournament player now? Are you a heads up player?
I'm basically retired from poker. Like I occasionally get in there to play some, but I don't know.
All right, so he's been playing poker for a while.
Yeah, I used to play a lot of heads up, but I'm no good anymore, so I can't really compete with like the young guns these days.
Are you saying that in a sarcastic way, or are you saying that in a serious way?
Serious. People are like too good and they work too hard, and I'm like too lazy to battle them. So what's the point? Okay,
so a retired player, now a tournament player, very active on Twitter. If you guys want to follow someone who voices his opinion, sometimes in a positive way to people, sometimes in a negative way to people, Jason's your guy.
I'm like one of the nicest people I know.
You're one of the nicest people that you know?
Yeah, I think so.
Huh. I think I know some people that might not agree with that assessment of you.
I think they'd be wrong.
Okay, and also he posts on 2+2 a lot. He's been banned approximately 35 times.
Only four.
Oh, only 4. How do you keep coming back? How does 2+2 keep letting you back on?
I just make a new screen name and they either ban it or they allow me to post a little and then ban it again.
Who's the guy on 2+2 that doesn't like you the most? Is it PP?
Yeah, professional poker.
Man, that's my guy. Why doesn't he like you?
I don't know. The last time I got banned, it was your fault because I like made some comment about how there's like no black people in Vancouver. And apparently that was taken in the wrong context and I got banned.
You literally just caused so much drama the last time you came on my stream.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and the other thing. Made no comment about that.
Oh, man. I don't want to talk about that anymore. But yeah, that was weird that you got banned for a comment you made on the live stream.
Yeah.
I mean, there really aren't many black people in Vancouver, though. Although I somehow managed to meet like the couple. I met a couple black girls up there that were pretty cool. But
yeah, I mean, there's some. The black people in Vancouver are not like ghetto black though. They're like straight from Africa black. You know what I'm saying? Like they're.
Huh. Actually, that's true. I had 2 friends there I played basketball with, and they were both from Africa. Well, that does make sense, and also, yeah, it's true. Yeah, Vancouver's obviously a lot of Asian people for the most part.
Yeah. I think it's like 40% Asian.
Yeah, I liked it. Can you confirm one thing real quick? Actually, I'll get that later when less people are watching because it's whatever. All right, so where are you at right now? You're at in Vegas?
Yeah, I'm in Vegas right now.
Are you staying at the Doug Polk Estates right now?
Yeah, the evil Empire headquarters. I think Doug's back there somewhere.
What's Doug doing? Is Doug down there on the Heads Up Dream Machine or something?
Doug, are you on the Heads Up Dream Machine? He says he's dreaming and he can't respond. So I assume
he's dreaming. Who else is staying at the house right now?
What?
Who else is staying at the house right now?
It's just me, Doug. Caitlin's here. My boy Binks is here. You met Binks?
Who's that?
You don't know Binks?
Have I met him?
It's Caitlin's dog. It's real cute.
Oh, okay. What? I don't fucking know the dog. Come on.
How do you not know the dog?
How would I know the dog?
Oh.
I know Caitlin. I know Doug. I don't know the dog.
Dog's the most important person here.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think the dog's most important there. All right, so I got a list of topics here we're going to discuss.
Yeah, sure.
I just wrote down a lot of things, and I guess we'll start. I don't really know like how much people know about you, or like, do you have a lot of interactions with people when you're traveling around? Because I think a lot of people know you from Twitter, and you say some very controversial things. Does anyone ever confront you in person when you're traveling? And
no, which is surprising. Like, I don't know. Yeah, no one's ever confronted me about like anything in real life.
Are you surprised by that? Because you said some things that like I feel like could be confrontable.
A little bit, I guess. But like, I don't know. What are they really gonna say?
Yeah, it's pretty true. I mean, I don't know. I wonder if it's like this in other. I almost said sport. Is poker a sport? I'm not sure, but I wonder what it's like in other areas of the world or other like genres where like someone says something to someone else and then they see each other in person, and then if it's just all like, "What's up?" Like, "Hey, no hard feelings," or if it's something more comes out of it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm generally a nice person. I get along with most people.
Are you kidding, or is that true?
Oh no, I'm completely serious.
Why don't you get along with people online then? What's up with that?
I get along with most people online. You don't think so?
No. What are you talking? I mean, okay. I'm gonna ask people in the chat right now watching. Would you say if you guys do follow JMO on Twitter, would you say that he is nice and or gets along with people online? Well, if Vanessa Selps, yeah, do you get along with her?
I have nothing against her. I mean, I don't think she's a very good poker player, but like not many people are, so it's not like a personal flaw or anything.
Do you think traveling and playing tournaments are you more like confirm with that statement that there's really not that many good poker players, or do you think they're better players are playing tournaments?
I would say the better players are not playing tournaments. I would say the better ring game players are playing online high stakes 6-max cash, and most tournament players are fairly bad at the game. Like I don't really know how to play tournaments, but like I know I'm just better than everyone that like I play with, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, I mean, you did just show us that sick trophy, so I how can we really argue with you?
Yeah, seriously.
How have your tournament results been so far this year?
Pretty good. I've only played like a few, but I came in fifth, I think fifth, and 100K in Australia, and then I just won this tournament. And I've only played like maybe 5 or 6 tournaments live.
Where have you been traveling to so far this year?
I was in Thailand, and then I went to Australia for Aussie Millions. After that, I took a 2-week trip to maybe less than 2 weeks, like a week and a half trip to Japan with a few of my friends. And then since then, I've been in like Manila a little bit, Macau a little bit, Thailand, and I literally in Korea. Yeah, I was just in Korea for like 4 or 5 days visiting some friends, then playing that tournament, which I ended up winning somehow. And then I just got back to Vegas, and I'm only going to be here for a few days. I'm actually going to the Borgata to play. There's like a $15,000 tournament there. I'm going to play that, and then I'm going to go to Monte Carlo to play like all the high rollers and stuff, which should be fun.
What the fuck? How do you do? You're like a professional traveler, kid.
Yeah, basically.
God damn, man, that sounds pretty fun. Like, wow, okay, we got to talk about the travel. So, there's been a speculation made on Twitter that you only fly first class. Is that true?
I actually had to fly business back from Korea, which was completely devastating. It was so brutal.
Oh my god, peasant status, huh?
Exactly. You can't associate with the peasants.
I mean, how are you feeling when you're sitting in business class? Are you like visibly distraught when you're sitting in business class? Are you like looking
I
around
was
just like,
incredibly distraught. But the thing is like on some flights, like on older planes, they don't have like a first class. It's just business and economy.
hmm. How much
So
are these? How much are these? Shout out! We got to shout out to Dave, right? Because I know Dave is the one that hooks it up.
yeah, shout out to my boy David May. He runs IOnlyFlyFirstClass.com. You should hit him up for all your travel needs.
So
I'm
how exactly does that
pretty
work?
sure I'm getting like a free flight just by like plugging him, since you have like hundreds of thousands of viewers, right?
How does that work exactly? How does he get? Yeah, how does that do? How does it work like that? How much are they? Are they cheaper? Because I flew first class from Vancouver to Australia and it was $8,000.
Oh yeah. If you use this service, you probably pay like 2,500. So I think it's like between like 30 and 70% off, depending on like the route. 30 and 70% off what you pay retail.
Is he like in like a triad or something? How does he get a deal like that?
I, I sort of know, but I don't know if I want to reveal his trade secrets on the internet.
What does he own an airline? Like what? How do you just get that much off of the first class?
He works his magic, man.
Jesus Christ, dude! I need to see I just want to. Does he like? He sounds like a pretty smart guy. Then
Nah, he's like kind of dumb, but he's got a system, so it works.
he's in the triad. Okay, I understand the triad. So you've been traveling around a lot this year. When you're traveling, are you doing anything else besides like are you just visiting? Are you sightseeing? Like how do you approach traveling? Because I know when I travel, I always want to do a lot of things, but normally it's just like kind of overwhelming. You want to play poker, so you don't really get to do that much sightseeing or adventuring and stuff like that.
Um, well, when I was in Australia, I basically played like a bunch of poker, since there were like tournaments almost every day. But other than that, like I'm not really into the whole sightseeing thing. Like I'd rather just go to a nice restaurant or just like go out, or like I'm not in the whole like check out like these old castles, or I don't know what normal people do, but
You're not like Jungle Man's girlfriend going around taking photos of every single place you go to.
yeah, I'm not like that.
Yeah, shout
Like
out
in
to Jungle Man.
Australia, like for example, like what did I do? We went to the beach a few days. I don't know. We just like walked around. I was at the Crown Casino playing for the most part. In Japan, like I was there with one of my friends who's like a big eater, so we just went kind of crazy and went to like a bunch of really good restaurants.
By one of your friends, you mean Ryan, correct?
Yeah, one of my friends. Oh, check out my shirt. Can you see this?
Hold on, let me see. Still less fat than Fees.
Yes.
Yo, man, hung out with Fees a couple times in LA. He's looking good, man.
And he's looking a little chubby these days, I think.
You think so?
A little pudgy, yeah. He's like at his close to his peak.
Is he staying out in LA right now for good?
Not sure. Maybe.
Yeah. That's a nice shirt, man. Have you been working out a lot? I know you went through a time period where you were talking about getting a six pack, and obviously, like on 2+2, you get a lot of comments. People are saying, they might say some negative things about you in terms
Yeah,
of.
it's not feelings. That's mean of them.
Yeah, does that motivate you to want to hit the gym a bit more or eat? I mean, I don't know. Like, what do you?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. How's
Yeah.
the six packs challenge coming? You were doing.
Not that well. I'm still not very close to a six pack. But I mean, I've been traveling a bunch, so it's hard to, and playing a lot of like live tournaments. It's hard to like work in workouts.
It's like I feel like I'm pretty hardcore into it, and it's hard for me to like be traveling and eat well and then want to go to the gym. It's just really difficult. It seems like it'd be easy, but it's just very challenging, I think.
Yeah, especially when you're traveling, because I mean, I'm always like sort of tired and jet lagged, and like when I was in Korea, I like played probably like 11 hours a day in this like retarded tournament.
Mhm.
And like the room was like filled with cigarette smoke, and there's just like it was just terrible. So I felt sick at like after the day was over, so I like didn't even bother going to the gym.
How are you eating on these trips? Like 11 hours of live poker. It seems like your diet's probably pretty shitty.
Um, yeah, it's not the best. Um, but now that I'm back in Vegas, I'm eating pretty healthy. Like I have like a pretty good routine when I'm here. I like have coffee and like a green juice in the morning, and then I've been eating like I go to Whole Foods a lot.
Mhm. They got the you get the takeout stuff there.
Yeah, yeah. Yesterday I actually went to Roll and Smoke. Have you ever been there?
What's it
It's like
called?
it's called Rolling Smoke. It's like by far the best barbecue you can get in
Oh,
Vegas. It's so
rolling rolling smoke.
ROLLINSMOKE.
Well, I personally really love barbecue food, so this sounds
Oh
like
yeah, if you're ever in Vegas, oh man, that place is so good.
I gotta check this out. Oh yeah, Shane asked a good question. How much did you win in side bets for the Big Dick Donger Kim versus TC from the UB prop bet that happened?
Um, I want to say 80K, somewhere around there. I don't really remember since I had like a bunch of bets. Basically, like I was gonna bet on Dong up until like the line was like 1.5 to 1, but like I mean honestly the line should have been like 3 to 1, but like no one knows that, so they just gave me all their money. It was very nice of them.
So you think the line should have been Big Dick 3-1?
Well, now that's over, I think like something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like Donger had. I mean, I don't know. And it's funny. Like when we had you guys on when the challenge first started, like we had you and Doug on, you guys were like basically like 100% Donger's gonna win this.
Yeah. I mean, Donger's really fucking good at poker.
So what do you think TC was thinking then, taking the challenge?
I mean, TC is also pretty good, and he's had like pretty good results, but I don't think he's played like 15K hands against anyone with like even close to the caliber of Donner. So he really didn't know what he was in for.
So do you think that just in terms of playing that sample size with somebody good, that good player is going to be adjusting faster than you've seen before? They're going to be trying to do different things that you just haven't seen before, and
I mean, it's not that. It's just like one player is just better in every way than the other. So, like, if you're playing someone where you're losing at like 10 BB per 100, like it's hard to win over 15K hands.
yeah, that was kind of a costly challenge for Nick.
Yeah, I heard
But
you bet on Nick as well, right?
yeah, man, I gotta support my boy Nick. I like I like TC, so I don't mind. Like it's fine. I lose. That's okay with me.
Yeah, I like TC as well too. He's like a pretty nice guy.
Yeah, I think he's really nice. Fees hates him. I don't know why, but I don't know, man. I like Nick. I think Nick's pretty cool. I like him.
You should have seen some of the messages. I'm actually not going to talk about it, but
I may or may not have seen some of these messages, by the way.
he was a little bit rude to Nick.
Yeah, I've seen the messages. He was for sure.
Actually, I'm not even that mean. Like I don't know why Fees doesn't get like a worse rap than me. Like I'm generally a nice person.
See, I've talked to you a couple times. You've always been pretty nice. Like I don't necessarily think I would never say like, oh, like, he's mean, but there's some of the realness of your posts or the harshness of your tone, and some I think that comes off. And
Well, only against like a few people or a few groups of people.
all right, one Alti FC, obviously.
Oh yeah, LTFC.
What do you call? What's the nickname you have for him?
Alticont.
Alti cunt. Who I heard someone said he's a really nice guy. Why don't you like the German guys? Why don't you like because they have 1% of themselves, or why don't you like them?
Yeah, I mean they have 1% of themselves. Like Alti's done some like really shady stuff because he's like the only one of the Germans that like sometimes dabbles in like high stakes online heads up, and he does stuff like if you're playing a fish or something, he'll like talk to the fish and chat and try to get him like off your table to his table and stuff like that. He's also like extremely bad mannered when you play. Like I've had a couple times where like I quit someone because he wants to play 51 and he plays like 20 hands and he just says BRB and never comes back. I don't know.
Really? So he's trying to take the fun players away from you during the game?
Yes, which is like a pretty shitty thing to do, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't feel like not many other people do that, or I haven't seen people do that. And I mean, obviously you get like the super bum hunter guys at PLO sometimes do that, but that's
Yeah,
is there any other interactions you've had with them that you not like any real life interactions at all?
no, not really. I mean, I played like some tournaments with him. I don't really talk to him, but yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. Who are the other people on the list of people you don't like? Is so Alti who who else on the list?
Um, I don't know. It's not that many people. Can you think of anyone?
I actually can't think of anyone. I'm trying to think about it. I can't think. Who else is it? Um hmm. I don't know. I feel like there was someone else, like one or two other people. I can't remember.
You can't remember?
No. I can't remember a lot of stuff, dude. All I tell you what, one thing I do remember is that you're in love with Asian girl poker players. Tell me more about this love you have for Asian girl poker players, JMO.
Okay, first of all, I don't know where you're getting this.
I'm getting it from you, dude. You're on Twitter. You love the Asian girls, man, in poker.
I mean, they're fun to play with, yeah.
Oh, man. Which one's your favorite? Xuan Lu? Kitty Kwa?
No, I mean, Kitty by
Selena
far.
Lin?
Kitty's like the most. Kitty is like the most entertaining person on earth. Like it's
Yeah.
incredible.
I was gonna say, can you like help us the Kitty Kwa? For those, Kitty has this. She's got a very entertaining Twitter. Does she talk like that on purpose, or is this like
Yeah,
actually how
no,
she talks?
no, that's like actually how she talks, which is hilarious.
Can you give us some Kitty Kwa sentences that she might use that might differ from, I guess, the way me or you might say a sentence?
You're kind of putting me on the spot here.
Hold on, I'll read your Twitter.
I'm gonna pass on this because on the off case that she watches it, I don't want to be caught like mocking her poor English.
You mock her on Twitter constantly when you reply to her.
I don't mock her.
Hold on. I like the go your side. Obviously, that one's pretty.
Go your side. Yeah, that's one of her catchphrases. She actually has like a $300 like phone case that's like studded with diamonds. It just says "Go your side" on it. It's fantastic.
Dude, she kind of sounds like a boss, man. I gotta be honest with you, man.
Huge boss. Yeah, she's a boss.
Like, and I don't say that about women that I know from poker very often, or even men, or honestly anybody. But she sounds like a pretty big boss.
Yep, definitely.
Who's your other favorite Asian poker player and women? I saw you were interacting with Selena Lin on Twitter.
Oh yeah, I played with Selena like all day in the tournament in Korea. I thought she like played pretty well, surprisingly. Like when I sat down, I thought she would just be like completely terrible, but she did some like pretty smart things. She was kind of a gangster. She like decided I was opening too much, which I probably was. So she just like 3-bet me every hand, and then we went to war. But it was fun.
So if you're playing with a woman at the poker table and she does that, is that like get you excited? Like, whoa, okay,
Yeah, a little bit.
yeah. Have you ever had the chance? Have you ever dated any, or you could talk about dated any poker players or female poker players out there?
No, definitely not. I don't think I'll ever do that.
Why not?
It's just weird. I feel like it's just weird. Like you're gonna chat about poker. Like,
Well, I think ideally you'd well, I guess so. I may or may not have hung out with a couple of women poker players in my time.
Okay. Yeah.
We don't talk about not much poker being talked in that interaction. No.
Yeah, I understand, but like, I don't know. When the topic comes up, I feel like you should separate like business and pleasure.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if there was more to choose from, it might be different. But I feel like the player pool is pretty small in terms of like females you'd want to. No shots at females in poker, but the kind of females you'd want to date in poker. Especially if like,
Yeah.
once again, no shots, man, because I'm having a feminist on next week. But
Who are you having on next week?
okay, so I was with Jen Shahad and at LA, and we were hanging out, and she introduced me to her friend Rihanna, who is a hardcore feminist, like is a content.
Her name is Rihanna.
Her name's Rihanna.
Rihanna?
Yes. Yeah.
What like? Okay.
What?
Yeah, like Rihanna, like the the singer Rihanna?
Yeah, pretty similar. Yeah, but she's like, when I first met her, she was like, "Why do you say some of the like?" Jen told her about some of the phrases I have on the podcast, like the big girl grind and all that stuff, and she's like, "Why do you say those things? That's like you shouldn't be saying things like that." And I was like, "Whoa, shit, okay." And then yeah, we had fun. But yeah, she's gonna be on a podcast, and we're gonna break down how I should be speaking a little bit more properly towards women.
Really? Are you gonna do that?
I want to learn. I'm trying to educate myself, man. I don't know any better. I'm ignorant to the cause. I'm trying to better myself.
I feel like you're gonna get like a very skewed view on if you like have her on, and then she tells you like, I don't know. I guess I'm sort of opinionated on this, but I think like the whole feminist rhetoric thing is kind of bullshit.
Why is that?
I don't really want to get into. I did like high school debate when I was in high school, and there's a lot of like, okay, so there's like a specific argument called a critique, which when you do debate, you basically present a policy, like basically the government should do something, and then like the opposing team says like something to counteract that, right? But a critique is like doesn't have anything to do with like your policy. It has specifically something to do with like the way you use like certain words or like your rhetoric. So a lot of teams would run like feminist critiques, like your language and your affirmative is like wrong and therefore like you should be voted against. It's hard to explain, but like it's really dumb. But I've learned like a lot about the issue just because I've had to.
Yeah, when she was talking about it with me, I like literally never heard any of this before. Like I thought kind of some of the stuff because I remember I said something before. It was a joke to Jamie Kerstetter on a podcast. I said one of the reasons you're popular in poker is because you're a woman,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously women take a big offense to that because they want to be known for their skill. Like they don't think they don't want to think it's because of them being a woman or how they look, especially in poker. When
Yeah.
in reality,
I mean, in reality, it's because they're a woman, right? Like, well, let's be honest here. Like,
and that's my point. That's what I was saying. I was like just like be real here. Like that's that's a big reason why a lot of women I think get a lot of are well known, and because
yeah,
they're
if you're like reasonably good looking, you've had like moderate tournament success, like your chance of like getting a sponsorship or being like sort of famous is like 100 times. Like even like someone like me, like literally, if I won like every single tournament this year, I'd probably still, wouldn't have a shot versus someone like I don't know, a good example. I don't want to call anyone out, but like a woman who wins like a 1K and then goes on to like do something else, and then suddenly everyone thinks like they're incredibly good. But the problem is like the player pool in poker is so polarized to like all the good players are men basically. Like there are very, very, very few women that play poker that are any good. And this is true like live, this is true online.
I don't even think that's like a shot either. I think that's just like
I mean, it's just like statistics. Like if you look at like the high stakes lobby, how many women are playing? Like zero.
I wonder if that's just a function of that. It's like 98% men that play and 2% women. So none of those 2% is really rose to those ranks. Or maybe like it's a function of that guys are the ones that tend to be on the computer much longer hours than women. Usually women are usually out doing other things.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like if there's ever like a super boss girl poker player, she's going to be like the most sought after woman in poker by every single dude ever. So
I was actually kind of disappointed that Stars stopped sponsoring the Russian girl, Mister's Live.
yeah, she was a beast. She was a boss.
Like I actually played a decent amount against her. She was like one of the very few like six max regs that would just randomly sometimes tell me heads up, which I mean you got to give credit to like. And she was like a battler. I mean, like she wasn't like that good, but she was like aggressive and difficult to play against.
What happened to her? She still play?
I haven't seen her online in a while, and she lost her Star sponsorship. But for a while, I thought she was by far the best female poker player.
Are there any other? There was that one. Was that one actually a girl a long time ago at Six Max Gen 211 Gen something like that?
I was told it was, but I don't know. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know if that was ever like officially confirmed.
I think Jen never played higher than like maybe like 3'6" or 5'10", and Mr. Y used to play like 25-50.
Yeah, Mr. Y was such a boss, and
He's
she's
pretty good looking too. Yeah.
yeah, and she was older too. She's like older blonde woman who's like, I heard she's really nice from everyone that met her when they met her at like PCA and stuff like that. So
I would always like sort of hit on her in chat, like when we play. She would like never respond though.
So, ladies, if you want to attract Klink and you play poker, you just got to get good at poker, and that'll get you excited. Kevin says, "Can JMO read chat? You have the chat open still?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Irvin said, "D-Moon Girl has said the exact same thing. It's just silly to act like being a good-looking girl isn't a big factor."
Oh, Demon Girl's like another one of the. She used to play like short, and cap, six max and heads up. I mean, again, like I don't think she's that good, but like you got to give props to like any girl who's playing like 25-50, right?
For sure. Mark asks, "Who are the top 3 women cash players?
Women cash players.
Online cash players?"
I mean, it's got to be like Mr. Y. Like I don't even know any other girls that play cash.
Yeah, I don't either. Chrissy B, she plays full ring technically and 6 max at small stakes, but
I don't know who that is.
oh, Chrissy B, you got to shout to Chrissy B, man. Aaron says she's like, "Joe, you're getting pretty big now. I'm worried about telling what and how they learn from you." I don't know what that means. Matt says, "What's up, Matt? Kim Jong Joey gonna ban me for being drunk and firing shots at Marco Trani?" I don't think I know who that guy is. I'm not sure. I don't know. Oh yeah, Vanessa Selps. Does she still play poker technically, or I think she's?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think she's moved on to playing mainly in school and changing the world for a positive rather than playing poker.
My friend Kitty was hanging out with her when they were in like EPT Malta, I think, and she told me that like I think she knows that I'm friends with Kitty, and she said something like, "Yeah, I think I can beat Jason heads up," or something like that, or "I definitely can beat Jason heads up," which I found kind of funny.
Oh yeah, are you guys gonna? Have you issued a challenge on Twitter yet?
No, because I know that like she's just never gonna play, so what's the point?
Yeah, it makes sense. Mark asks, this is actually a good question. What stakes did JMO start at, and how did he rise up?
Started playing like 5 cent, 10 cent in like 2008, 2009, and then I don't know, just ran good. It's all about running good.
What kind of answers that, kid?
It's all about running good. I'm like being completely serious here.
So you started in 2008. You ran pretty good, and then didn't you win a tournament at some point in time that kind of propelled you play a little bit higher?
I wouldn't say it propelled me to win or play kind of a little bit higher, but I've won a few tournaments along the way. That's what I'm saying. You just got to run good.
Just got to run good. Is that kind of so? What do you like? What's your like plan, I guess, here for the near future? Like, what do you, poker wise? Is it to get out of poker? Is it to do other things? Is it to kind of just stay on track and?
I mean, for now, like next few weeks, I'm gonna like try winning another tournament. Gonna be back in Vegas, gonna play a few of the tournaments here, and then I don't really know after that. Like this year, I've cut down substantially on the amount of online poker I've played, so I'm pretty sure I'm like, I don't know, like I'm kind of rusty, and like still like very very few people give me action at like anything, so. It's like I have to log on, like I barely know how to play anymore, and then I have to play like the top like 10 guys in the world basically. So it's like not that good of a spot for me anymore, especially at Heads Up No Limit. Like no one really plays Heads Up No Limit anymore. Like it's all about bum hunting and.
So I guess what's the plan for you? What are you thinking is going to be the rest of your year? Is it just live tournaments and traveling? I mean, do you think about making money in the future? Do you just kind of have what you have now and then worry about that in the future, or what?
Yeah, I always worry about like how I'm gonna make money, but I have like a few things going on for me that I'm doing okay with. But yeah, I'm gonna play some more live poker, live tournaments, live cash games. I don't know. Might start playing PLO. I heard that was a fun game.
Tell me what PLO, huh?
Yeah, PLO.
Well,
Hot limit on.
you have one of the a new PLO savant currently in the house with you, WCG rider Doug Polk. So
Oh no, he's completely terrible at PLO.
he battles everybody. I mean, he seemed like he's holding his own. So
Yeah, I mean, just because he battles everybody doesn't mean like he's good, right?
in theory,
I think he hears me. Whatever.
in theory, are you playing the Aria $500,000 tournament? Caesar asked.
I'm actually. I want to play, but I'm actually like banned from Diaria and all MGM properties for like the most bullshit reason ever. Basically, like 4 years ago, or 3 years ago, I think, I left like a Bellagio flag. I think in like one of my jean pockets or something like that, and it got washed, or I gave it to like dry clean. Something happened where like the chip got damaged. So then when I like turned it back in, they thought I was like counterfeiting chips because like they ran through a chip scanner and it didn't work. And this was like the last week I was in Vegas. I was just like cashing in on my chips. And so I left, and then like a few months later, I got like an email from like this detective who said like, yeah, we sent the chip back to the chip manufacturer and we confirmed it was like a real chip. But I wasn't like back in Vegas for a while, and since then I've hired a lawyer to like try to get me unbanned from MGM properties, and that hasn't worked. I honestly don't know what's going on. I feel like they're just being assholes about the whole issue.
Have you talked? Are you familiar with Adam, who's in charge of the Aria Poker Room?
No, I'm not.
Well,
Maybe you can help me out, because like I mean, if I get unbanned for the 500K, like I have 500K ready to go. Like I'm in it to win it.
well, do you know I'm having on a podcast next Friday?
Oh yeah, you should ask him about the issue, because like I've always wanted to play. Like they have high rollers at Yari a bunch, and I'm like never allowed to play.
Yeah, so I'm having Adam and Steve McLaughlin, who posts this TT, who you know from on Twizzle on Twitter. I'm having him on a podcast next Friday afternoon.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. Yeah. It's a pretty good friend of mine. I'm actually having dinner with him Monday night or something like that. He's pretty ridiculous. Like he's like a huge foodie, so he messages me today, and he's like, "Oh, I've been cooking this like Korabuta pig leg for like a week straight. Like you have to come over and like eat it." I'm like, "All right, that sounds good."
Yeah,
He's cool.
he's really cool. I think he's like 50s or something, 40s or 50s.
Yeah, he's getting up there.
But he has to be one of the coolest 40 or 50-year-old dude I've hung out with. He's like,
yeah, he's real nice. We both like eating a lot, so we get along. Like he likes going to nice restaurants. I do too.
he's also like a master chef too, which I think helps you become when you're like a master chef at things.
He is a master. He actually, you know what a sous vide machine is?
A what?
A sous vide machine.
No, what's that?
It's like a method of cooking where you have like you put food in like an airtight like vacuum sealed bag, and you put it in like a pool of water, or like a vat of water almost, and then the water is heated to a certain temperature. So you like, for example, like you never overcook anything because you know the exact temperature that like thing is cooked in. He actually had two of those machines, and for the summer we have like a personal chef that works here, and he lent us like one of the sous vide machines for a personal chef to use, which is really nice of him. Shout out to Steve if he's watching this. I don't think he's watching this, but
I think he's out at dinner right now. He probably watched back on replay at some point in time.
he went out to I saw on his Twitter he went out to like the Jose Andres restaurant in Vegas, I think it's pronounced. It's at it's like the back room at Haleo, and like the food looked absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, he was posting some pretty sweet pictures from. What's your favorite Vegas restaurants in case some of us go out there for a World Series of Poker and we want some?
It depends on like the genre. I used to like not like give away my secrets just because like they get too crowded, but like people know about stuff. Like for example, like 2 years ago, no one went to Kabuto because like no one knew what the fuck Kabuto was, and now everyone's just like Kabuto is just the spot.
Where's Kabuto at?
It's on Spring Mountain. It's like probably like the best Japanese place. It's like a very traditional sushi place.
Never been there.
Yeah, it's like there's like a small window on like you if you went by it, you wouldn't even know it's a restaurant. It's like a white wall, and there's like a small window, and there's like no like labeling or anything. Um,
Is
Other
it
than that, Bizarre Meat at SLS, which like opened. I don't know. I guess I haven't been in Vegas in a while, but it opened a while ago when the SLS opened. It's really good. It's like another Jose Andres restaurant. Bartolotta at the Wynn is like a Italian seafood type thing.
where's the bar? Is that's not the one by the poker room, right?
No, I don't think so.
I'm trying to think where that is in the Win.
Bouchon, I like Bouchon. It's at the Venetian. Um, Raku, which is like right next to Kabuto. It's like an izakaya type thing. You know what izakaya is?
Shout out to
It's like,
Caitlin, by the way, in the background. I see her back there walking around.
Caitlin, Joey says hi. All right, Caitlin says hi.
What's up, Caitlin? I haven't seen her in a while.
Big Bink says hi as well, apparently. Bink, come here. No, he's not coming over here.
So now we got a couple restaurant recommendations out there if anyone's in Vegas. Because I think in Vegas, everyone goes there. There's so much good food. It's so hard to choose. So it's kind of like, where do you go?
I'm trying to think of like some.
My favorite place is Cut at Venetian.
Yeah, your Cut's quite good. They have like this. I actually have a pretty funny story about Cut where, okay, so they have like this 3-steak sampler. You know what I'm talking about? It comes with like 3 different steaks.
Yeah, it's real. It's a lot of food.
Yeah, and then one of them is like much better than. It's like one's smaller but better than the others. And like I made the okay, so you always have to eat like the worst steak first, and then move your way to the best steak.
GTO.
It's like, yeah, it's GTO. And I did like, what's the opposite of GTO?
Great question. I don't know. Not GTO, I guess. I just call it un-GTO for now.
Yeah, I did the un-GTO, the anti-GTO thing, and I ate like the best steak first. So then when I got to the second and third steak, I was like extremely disappointed and ended up giving them away to like one of my friends. So like I basically like
that's some like strategic future.
Yeah, I spent like $250 on steak, and I ate like a third of it. Less than the third, considering like the best piece was like smaller than the rest.
We were just talking about Japanese food with Ansky. He said the food in Japan was amazing.
Yeah, he was actually in Japan with like his friends when the same time we were there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the food in Japan's like ridiculously good, especially if you like steak or sushi.
My 2 favorite foods.
Follow me on like Instagram. On my Instagram, I just like post like food pics and stuff.
Yeah, I try not to use Instagram too much.
Yeah, it's kind of addicting.
Yeah.
Girls love Instagram.
Girls love Instagram?
Yeah, they love it.
Do you have any exciting women stories you'd like to share with us from your travels around Asia? Are you like do you have any edge being in the Asian world? Like where do you find your best edge at?
Edge?
Yeah, like edge with girls. So like if I was a white dude going to Japan, I'd probably have a little bit of an edge.
Definitely not Korea, because like Koreans are like kind of racist, especially against foreigners.
Oh.
I think I do best in like the Southeast Asian countries. Oh, at Taiwan. Apparently Taiwanese people love like American-born Chinese people.
Do you have an exciting story? Maybe an adventure you made a went on. Maybe you were out eating a restaurant and you met a nice girl and you guys went to a mountain and then you went skydiving off the mountain or something like that.
No, that never happened.
Gotta try that sometime, kid. Game Raptor says Live Pro is opposite of GTO.
Yeah, you would think that, but like it's so much easier to make money as a live pro.
You think so?
Yeah, definitely.
Is that just in terms of cash games or in terms of tournaments?
In terms of like both, like anytime I play a live table, I'm like by far the best player, and it's like not even close.
Interesting. So I guess that makes you just want to play more live poker.
It doesn't like, I don't like it, but I mean, most people don't like their jobs, so I don't mind it, I guess.
That makes sense. Game theory pessimal.
You can also play like much higher stakes live than you can online. Like if I wanted to log online and play like 2550 or 5100, it'd be like almost impossible for me to find a game like at any given hour. Whereas like places like Macau, they run like at least like 1K, 2K, or 500, 1K, which is it's in Hong Kong dollars, so it's like
How
I
do you
don't
get
know.
money? Is this? Do you have to worry about your money? Do you have to worry about getting your money? Is it safe to have that much money over there?
Well, I mean, there are casinos there. Like a lot of the more public games are played like at the Wynn, so it's just the same as like if you had chips at the Wynn in Vegas. It's the exact same Wynn, or like the Venetian or the Grand Lisboa, or they're all just casinos.
So then, would you wire the money? Like, say you left Macau and you went somewhere else, would you wire the money from Macau to the next country you're going to, like Korea, for example, if you were playing live there?
Um, yes, in theory, but specifically in Korea, there aren't like cash games. I just went to like visit friends, and there's like a tournament there, sponsored by PokerStars, so you can just buy in via the PokerStars client. But yeah, I mean, like I have like a international bank account that I can just like wire money anywhere, so it's nice.
Do you have one of those? Do you have one that like limits the fees and the fees aren't too exorbitant?
Yes. You're talking about like currency, like conversions and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, that's usually like pretty killer.
I have one that's like very, very good for currency conversions. In fact, like if I really wanted to, I can probably grind out like because people will like pay like a decent amount VIG just to get, like if you have like USD and you're in Europe, you need euros, like people are going to pay, like you can make a decent amount of money just like if you have like the proper connections and bank account just to sell money.
That's what I was thinking because how I've been doing my money for the past 2 or 3 years I can't be GTO. I literally have to be playing terribly GTO because I think I'm getting like 0.9495 basically
Uh-huh.
for the past couple years. And
Wait, what are you talking about? 0.9?
so basically
Oh,
for $1 I'm getting back in the United States 95 cents.
for stars money or?
No, not just my online money I have. So like normally I use Skrill. So I have Skrill hooked up to all the sites.
I can get you a better rate than that if you and me want to do some business.
Okay, good. Because I've literally traded a lot of money at 0.95, and it's just it's heartbreaking, man. It really is heartbreaking.
And then someone on the other end, it's just like they pay like no conversion fee, so they're making like a ton of like. Think about the amount of money you've traded, and the amount of people that like are in the same shoes as you, right?
Mm-hmm. I pretty much trade with one person though, who literally instantly trades with me, which is actually pretty cool of a thing because I think he's online 24 hours a day, and he's like, all right, boom, how much?
Yeah, I mean, like grinders got to grind, right?
I know, and like, so I was thinking about it, like that's. I mean,
Oh, wait. I actually might know this person.
I don't know if I should say his name.
Does his name start with a B?
Yes, probably.
Okay, I know this person.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I'm assuming you know who it is.
Oh yeah, I think I know who it is.
But yeah, man, he's a beast, dude. I love him. Shout out to him. He's made my life much easier, by the way. So I have a lot of. I don't mind paying the 0.95 to him sometimes, just because it's like.
And I'd actually feel bad stealing your business from him. So I don't know if I can keep up that offer of offering. I would have to one up his offer.
But yeah, it's always soul crushing every time you're like, all right, 50K, and then you just lose this money. You're like, fuck, okay, it's just yeah.
It was actually so after I won the tournament in Korea, I could only get 60% of the money on stars, so I got something like 80K on stars, and the other 60K they just gave to me in Korean won. And the casino that we were at was like a very small casino, so they wouldn't let me like wire money out. So I was literally leaving the next day, and I had like basically like a backpack full of money. I didn't know what to do with.
What?
It was a pretty ridiculous spot I was in. Well, luckily you're gonna ask how I did.
Yeah.
So luckily I was there with like a few of my Korean friends. Dongler was there along with so I just ended up giving them the money, and they went to like a bank and wired it to me. But I mean, like, it's completely ridiculous that like a casino doesn't have like for example, if I went there and played that tournament and didn't know anyone there, I would just be completely fucked.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know what you would have done. You could have found spots online to do it if you needed to, but
Yeah, but I didn't have time because like I was only there for 5 days. I was leaving the next day. I would have to like find someone in a foreign country that I didn't know, pass them off like $50,000 in a foreign currency. It's just like
yeah.
incredibly.
Raptor said that they won't send money from Macau casinos that they can't verify was won in the casino, and they can't verify cash game winnings.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That sounds really annoying. Caesar asked,
It's also pretty easy to like just actually just sell money from stars. Although it's becoming like increasingly difficult, like in the past maybe year or so.
"You mean just selling your stars money for cash, or vice versa?"
Selling like because there's a lot of like tournaments or like people need Hong Kong. Like for example, if you were going to go to Macau to play cash games, the most efficient way to get money there was to find someone, send them stars, and they'll be more than happy to give you Hong Kong dollars. But the problem is like I feel like the top guys, the few grinders that make a lot, are now like just like stockpiling money. So they just have like infinite Hong Kong dollars to sell. So there isn't like as much of a market. So it might be more difficult for you to like sell your Hong Kong dollars. But I mean, it's just like it's pretty easy to like. There's a lot of poker players in Macau that are going to need Hong Kong dollars at some point.
Are you charging a vig one way or the other, or is it just
Uh,
one for one?
I think you used to be able to like people. You could probably charge like a 2 or 3% selling Hong Kong dollars for stars money. But like now, I think there's just like too many people with like so much in Hong Kong dollars that like it's hard to sell at that rate.
And there have to be so many people making money from this buying. I don't know much about the whole entire idea of buying different currencies and online wallets, stuff like that. But there has to be some people that are really
Yeah,
like
definitely.
making a living doing this.
Yeah. The one guy who used to be like Six Max Bum Hunter, um, his name is Harry. He was like everyone hated him because he had a seating script, which like people are just idiots if
What's his
for
screen name? Is that Sublime?
that. Yeah. But like I think that's all he does now. Like he's just like a huge affiliate for money bookers and net teller, and I'm pretty sure he makes like a fuck ton of money doing it.
Well, just think about it. If you're like the guy to go to for everyone's currency trading, like for instance, like I probably trade, I probably sold a lot of money, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
just one person. Like if you've made $5,000 or $10,000 off of me, which I think might be a little bit too high, that I'm thinking, but if you've made that, like that's a pretty decent amount of money for literally doing nothing.
yeah, yeah, and yeah, you could make a decent amount of money just like trading currency with poker players because like poker players are like pretty like for example, one of my friends didn't realize it was tax day like a few days ago. So he needed like a loan from me, and he offered like a ridiculous rate. It was like 1% every week. So I was like, yeah, sure.
Wow, is this your friend?
Yeah,
Pretty sweet. Deal for you. I mean, I would normally tell my friend like, "Hey, you don't have to give me that much money back," but
I mean, he offered.
yeah. Christian said, Charter, shout out to Charter, man. He said, my buddy got a sick deal, just gets cash in the USA for his winnings in Macau because he sells a Chinese reg action. It's a pretty good idea.
Yeah. I mean, like that's okay, but you also have to sell action for like soft game.
Are
Yeah,
you not
that
a big
makes.
fan of selling action in these games?
I mean, if it's not necessary, like if you're only doing it to like cash out money, where like it probably costs you like more if like for example, if you have a edge in a game where you can afford the buy-ins, you can afford the stakes, and you have to sell like some guy action just because you have no way of cashing money out. It's much better to just like figure it out or like pay a certain vig to get your money out and have 100% of yourself.
That does make sense.
But like I'm sure his deal is something like he gets cash just under the table, so he doesn't have to deal with banks or wires. Like the IRS is probably not like up in his shit and stuff like that. So and like I guess it depends on like how much action he has to sell.
I'm actually surprised myself that I haven't put much more thought into this or done more research on this in the past because I've been doing this now for like 2.5 years.
Yeah. I
And the
mean,
way,
what you really should do is just like set up like a banking system where you can just like do the entire process yourself instead of like going through an intermediary, and then
so
you'll.
I was doing that before with my foreign bank account, but
Okay.
the easiest way I found to do it was basically money bookers the foreign bank account to the U.S.
Yeah.
and I was getting 0.93 on that.
How's I don't think that's.
The rate that the banks charge, the rate that the Australian bank charges to convert that to US was it ended
Oh
up
yeah,
being
yeah,
0.93.
yeah. Obviously, because you're like cashing out in Australian dollars, and you should get like you can get bank accounts with like multiple currency. Like for example, I have like a Canadian bank account, but I have a USD account. So I have Skrill USD or whatever. So I can withdraw in USD to my USD account and then wire in USD to my US bank account. Which I mean, Australian banks will have the exact same thing.
I should
You
check.
realize like banks, you can hold multiple accounts with the bank. Like the same way you have like a checking account or a savings account or whatever, you can have like a Euro account, a USD account.
Yeah, I couldn't. I think the bank I have in Canada, CIBC, I don't think they had. I think it was just Canadian. I don't think it accept US, but I know some Canadian banks. But I don't think Canada, the Canadian banks don't even
I
work
mean,
with Skrill anymore.
any of the bigger Canadian banks will definitely allow you to have a USD account. You just have to ask them.
Unfortunately now, but I just so what I realized lately is that the Australian dollar is like
Real
getting
weak.
destroyed by the United States dollar. So I was thinking about putting a lot of my money into Australian dollars.
I mean, that's just kind of silly.
But I want to go back to Australia anyway. So I mean, if I'm gonna live
Yeah,
there,
yeah, yeah. Like if you're putting money into Australian just so you can like spend it there, that makes sense. But if you think it's like low, so you're buying it in an attempt to like beat like the money market, that's just like completely retarded. No
so
offense.
why is that dumb?
Because like you have no understanding of like currency swings, right? You just like are looking at it and you're like, oh, it's low here, I should buy, or you don't really know like you have no metric of judging like whether it would go back up or go down in the future. You're
Mm-hmm.
just like speculating and then making like a pretty big life decision by like moving all your money to Australian dollars.
I think what it is that before I was getting like 10K US, I was getting 10K Australian or something like that, or maybe a little bit less, and now I'm getting 10K US for
Well, the US
14K
dollar is
Australian.
like incredibly strong right now, like even compared to the euro, which is like one of the only reasons why I'm even going to Monte Carlo is because
The
like
euro
everything.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah, like it's almost 1-to-1 right now. I think the
That's
U.S. dollar and the euro.
it's pretty crazy considering before it was like 1.5 to 1.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's like pretty huge.
US
Like
dollar is just
it's
crushing.
actually like if you want to travel, like now is like a good time. Like even in Japan when I went like a year or two ago, like stuff was way more expensive. Just because like for example, I think like 10K euro or 10K Japanese yen was like $120 back then, and now it's $80.
Wow.
So like like prices in like those countries like don't really change to compensate for that. So everything like is just cheaper. You just get more for your money.
I guess it's a good time to have US dollars.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
I guess so. Christian says, "Let's go to Macau." Would I like Macau if I don't play a lot of live poker?
No, you will definitely not like Macau. In fact, like I would say you would be like one of the people that would like absolutely hate Macau.
Not much to do there, just besides like
Yeah, I mean like it's just like it's kind of depressing because it's getting increasingly dirty there. Like there's a huge smog problem. Like in the casinos, everyone's smoking, so it's just like cigarette smoke everywhere. And yeah, there just isn't that much to do. Like most poker players just like live in one building, like called One Central, and then they like, which is like right by like the Wynn, so they like go there, play poker, sleep, maybe like go to the sauna, have some fun. That's about it. Like
what does
it's
that
not a
mean?
real thing. It's like if like Vegas, but like you just removed all like the suburbs and you removed all the families that like bring their like kids like circus and shit like that. There's no circus in Macau. It's just like gambling and gambling and hookers and more gambling and more hookers.
Yeah, I
It's
can't
pretty fun.
imagine there's like many real life women that live there.
And, I've like randomly met a few, which like seems kind of weird. But okay, so the last time I was there, or the last time I was there, and I like went out. There's a club at the City of Dreams there. It's called Cubic. It's like a pretty cool club. We went there for Halloween, I think, and they were just like white people, like young white people. They were partying, like dressed up Halloween costumes. I never like got to really know like where they came from, but I thought it was kind of strange. But yeah,
I'll probably go just to check it out, I guess, at some point in time, I think.
I would recommend you don't like if you're gonna travel all the way to Asia. There's like tons of other places that you should go before you go to Macau. Like I only go if they're like I want to like play a game or something like that. Like that's
Right.
the only reason why I would be in Macau.
Shane Stewart asks, "What's the biggest cash game you ever played? Is it in Macau?"
Um, yes, or sort of, yeah. Hong Kong, Macau, whatever.
What was the stakes equivalent to USD?
Um, it was 10K Hong Kong dollar big blind, which is like 1250, I think, or 1200. I don't know the exact, or 1300 maybe.
Wow.
I mean, I obviously didn't have all of myself in it. I like had to sell a decent amount of action.
Were you? Would you get nervous playing in a stake that big cash game?
Um, Not really. I like never get nervous when I'm playing poker because it's like all the same game. Just like you have to look at it in terms of big blinds, not money. Like you could be playing like 1 cent, 2 cent, or like 1K, 2K. It's the exact same game.
You think not having to really worry? Again, you always are worried about losing the money, but sometimes you're playing high stakes, and if you lose a big pot, you lose 50% of your bankroll. So you're
Well,
super,
I mean, I obviously never put myself in a position where I want to lose 50% of my bankroll in one game.
or maybe like 20% or something like that, I guess.
No, like not even 20%. Like if I'm playing like that big, I will have a piece of myself that I am very comfortable losing, like you know, like 5 buy-ins or something like that.
Yeah. Caesar asks, what happens when Jungle Man meets Dur at the 500K Super High Roller Bowl?
I don't know. I'm not even convinced that Dur's going to play the 500K. Like, I don't think he has like. I guess he'll play if like someone like stakes him for it, but I don't know. The whole 500K like super high roller bowl thing is like. I feel like a lot of people on the list are not going to play. That's my read on it.
There's 57 players in the list right now. Why don't you think a lot of them are going to play?
Because 500K is a lot of money, and honestly, a lot of the money that gets pumped in tournaments comes from like a select few number of backers, and I think that those backers are slowly like realizing that like the players that they're backing are not that good, especially at the rate that they're buying them in at. That's my read on the situation. So, like a lot of those players that are on the list need to sell like 95% of their action to play, maybe even more. Like I can't imagine the Germans having like more than like 10 to 15K per buy-in of a 500K. So that means
I'm looking at the list. Let me find the list on here. So some names surprised me on this list. Let me take a look. So Doug's on there, right? Jason's on there. Jason Less.
yeah. I mean, I think they'll both play. Doug for sure.
Yeah, Doug's gonna. Doug probably win it. Let's be honest.
Dude,
Phil
Doug won't win it. Dude, Doug's like the best no limit player of all time.
Fees is on there.
Fees told me he retired from tournaments, so he might not play. But it is a 500K, and Fees is like incredibly rich, so he'll probably play.
Yeah, Bertucci's playing.
Yeah, Pratish will play.
Friend of the podcast. Kings of Cards on here.
I think he will play.
Phil Gelfon, Noah Schwartz. Jay Kuhn's on here. Jay Kuhn will probably play. Yeah, I don't see many people on the list who I think wouldn't play in it. That's on here.
I know a few, but I don't want to blow up their spots. All I'm saying is I would say like a good 10% of that list will not be entered. And I have like decent information. I'm like sort of in the loop.
Yeah, why would people want to play that instead of something like? What's the incentive? It's not like they're like. What's the really incentive to play that compared to another high roller tournament?
It's rake free and there's like a lot of fish.
What's up?
Who's that?
Joey, what if I told you I was planning on switching over to PLO full time? Eat, sleep, PLO.
Okay.
What would you say about that?
I'm getting erect thinking about it right now, buddy.
Okay, all right, good.
It's growing. What's up with you, Doug? How are you doing?
Not too much, man. Not too much.
Been working out?
Back from Aussie land, and I'm headed to Pittsburgh.
For what?
I'm gonna represent humanity, dog.
Are you? What do you mean?
I'm gonna represent humanity. The top computer AI is going to
He's battling a bot.
battling it out with the humans.
No way. You serious?
Yeah,
Sweet.
it's gonna be sweet.
That's gonna be fun. You been working out?
Yeah, just get
Whoa, you got a little thing on my I got on my arm right there, man. Look at that.
I got some shoulders.
Yeah, dude, you actually getting a little bicep right there, man.
Oh.
Looking good, man. Looking good. You've been working out with a trainer and stuff or what?
Yeah, I've been working out. My problem is I gotta cutting down some weight though. My diet's been pretty bad.
Well, traveling obviously.
Yeah.
Are we taking our shirts off at EDC this year or what?
Are we gonna rub nipples?
Let's not get carried away, but we're gonna take our shirts off, I'm sure.
I mean, you gotta go all the way.
You're gonna come with us to EDC?
He's just trying to bet too small here. You gotta bet bigger.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I'll go with you guys to EDC. I think I was gonna go with you guys the last time I went, but then I ended up on another bus. I don't whatever.
Yeah, you're just too cool, and
No. I was carried away.
I'm on another bus, and I actually remember that, and I saw a pic on Facebook, and Joey's just on a helicopter. I'm like, son of a bitch.
You did it to helicopter EDC? Oh man, I want to do that last year.
Yeah, he's like, sorry, Doug, I'm too cool in my helicopter.
Oh,
I would hang out with you, and people tell me you're good at poker, I wouldn't know, but yeah, I got a helicopter ride, so good luck.
Are you guys gonna party bus again this year?
No, I actually think we're gonna do smaller groups this year. It's just too much, man. I'm sick of heading a 30-person fucking party
it's
bus.
difficult to get everyone together at the end of the night.
It's too
Right,
much.
it's fucking madness. Unless you have people who are very under control when they're raging. Otherwise, it's.
I think at EDC it doesn't even matter if they're under control because it's just so many fucking people.
Yeah, it's
so often you're like, wait, where did person X go? And you realize that you're missing a fourth of the group.
and then your cell phone doesn't work, so you can't get in contact with them. It's really annoying.
Yeah, it's. I think smaller is much more smaller people are you can count on them to be there at the end of the fucking night, and they're not gonna go.
Yeah, that's very important. You need a reliable crew. And I feel like you'd be pretty reliable, Joey. Right? You wouldn't be the guy
Really?
at 6 a.m.
You think so?
I think he'd be reliable.
I'm a professional music festival at this point.
I mean, I think the thing is Joey's reliable except when he's not. It's really how it is. I've got some great reliable Joey Ingram stories from back in the day.
That was 6 years ago, dude. Or
you know what I'm talking about.
That was 5 years ago.
It's still a good story though.
When are you coming back on the podcast, Doug? No one asks about it anymore because we never did anymore. But
yeah,
what happened with your podcast?
No. I came on during the Dong thing.
Oh yeah, what happened with your podcast? You and J-Mo did the first episode together.
Yeah. So basically,
no one likes us. So
well, so basically, we did the first episode, and right after that, the guy who works with Bluff, Thomas Keeling.
Yeah, serious, yeah.
Yeah, serious.
Oh, that's serious.
Yeah. So he's the one that got me onto the show, and then he quit working for Bluff right after.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the option to just do it with someone else or on my own. Bluff didn't seem to care too much, and I had a lot on my plate, so I was I don't really know if podcasting is the future. For me.
You know, you're kid. You're busy. You're playing high stakes. You're winning tournament. You're a busy guy. It's totally understandable.
Yeah, my full-time PLO career couldn't take off, with a podcast.
Are you? I saw you were in a recent Phil Goffon training video.
Nice. Nice.
You're playing him heads up over a 4-part series, I believe.
Yeah, my results versus him were poor.
Hmm.
They were poor.
Planning to play some more or what?
I don't know, man. So I kicked off the year and I won 300K, but then I lost 500K. And I was like, damn, that's a lot of hundreds of K. So I'm not sure. Maybe. I've been playing a little more 8 game lately.
Well, I guess all the action online seems like it's a lot of revolving around the 8 game.
Yeah. The 8 game is interesting because people think they're good at various games. Obviously, the NL section I'm pretty pumped about. But then I have to play stud. And they keep putting some cards face up and then some cards are down. And that's tough, man. And there's this one game you try and make bad hands. You get rid of some cards. You draw 3 times. And you get a low.
Joey, one day,
draw 3 times.
One day,
and you get a low.
One day, I will perform my rendition of the Triple Draw song.
So we're at the World Series of Food, and JMO gets ridiculously drunk. So drunk that when I stand up during the prime course, he just steals my steak and eats it. And I'm and it's a 14-course meal, and we finally got to the steak. And I'm like, where the fuck did my steak go? I look over, and JMO's singing a song he made up.
Yeah.
And there's some triple draw players around us. JMO, of course, having never played triple draw, and doesn't like triple draw, and probably doesn't know the rules of triple draw.
I think the song indicates I know the rules of Triple Draw.
And Reagan, who obviously almost only plays triple draw, is sitting next to us. So JMO is decides he's gonna sing his triple draw song.
Triple Draw song, man.
So you draw 3 times and you get a low, then you draw again on the next hand, and it was just that for just 15 minutes.
What a great song.
The minimum.
Oh, you bet the minimum. Yeah,
you
that's
bet the
right.
minimum.
You bet the minimum.
What a great song.
Great song.
It was a good song.
I didn't know JMO was a goddamn singer and a song creator like that, man.
Dude, I'm everything.
Yeah. Also, when JMO gets drunk, he gets real challengey.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you ever want a good heads up match and you think you can beat JMO, you should get him a few drinks, get him a little tipsy, and then the challenge is on. You've challenged people to heads up sit and goes. You challenge people. Didn't you challenge somebody to limit hold'em?
Yeah. But whatever.
What about when he's at EDC? Is he challenging the people dance offs there? Or is he
Actually, you want something mystical, something very magical, Joey?
Let's hear it.
The first time I ever met JMO was at EDC in Vegas.
Yeah, it was the first time we met in real life. The first EDC ever.
Wow.
Yeah, I was there with Fees, and Fees was like, "Yeah, this is JMO," and I was like, "What up?"
And
then the rest was history, huh?
Fees is the only person I actually knew there. And he just abandoned me in the middle of EDC. Skrillex was on, and he was like, "Yeah, Skrillex!"
He's
He just
he's
ran
guys,
to the crowd.
we gotta get to the front. He just dashes off, and we're like, wait.
Which by the way is incredibly bad mannered. I hope if you come with us to EDC, you will not have antics like that. There should be no dashing away from the group.
So I'm not a big to the front guy. I like to dance or I like to move around. So I don't I don't understand why people get in the huddle and then everyone's you're getting your ass touched by another dude behind you, and it's just
Well, I mean, let's talk about the bad parts, though.
Okay, I know. Kid, I know you. Well, we all know your move. Show them the move real quick. Your go-to move that you used to use when you were single.
I've not had nearly enough drinks.
Okay.
Also, that was in a different time. It was a simpler time.
That was 3 years
also,
ago.
by the way, the move worked.
I think the move still plays.
It definitely still plays.
Well, you haven't used it in a couple years now, so.
I mean, it's a good pre-flop strat.
That's true. It
might be a little bit too aggro for Nash, but
you still have to play turns and rivers.
Yeah. But the thing is, at least you got to the flop.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. And PLO, you have more equity.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about right now, dude. But
yeah, you see the thing about when I talk with Joey, I start busting out all the metaphors and like the analogies. Like he just kind of like looks at me while like I say things. And like, what was it? Skin the sheep. That was the one you like didn't like last time.
Who said? I think Ansky said that's something similar about that too. Something about skinning the greasy wheel. I don't know what he said, but it was something similar. I think.
If you shear a sheep,
Fuck are you guys talking
you
about?
can shear it again, but if you skin it, it's dead or something like that. It's like some kind of like weird saying.
If you kill it, it's dead.
Skin it. Well, skin it is killing it.
Is it?
Yeah.
The fuck
I
are
don't
you
know.
talking about? Who else is
If
in
you
the
think
EDC crew?
fish, you eat for a day. But if you learn a game type with lots of fish, you eat for forever.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Who else is in the
And-
EDC crew? Fees?
What's up?
Who's in the EDC crew? Fees, Jason.
Fees is like it varies. Like some EDCs, he's like real pumped, and others he's like I'm not going, and then he's like I'm gonna go, and then it like goes like one day. It's kind of hit or miss.
Okay.
Jam was in like the hardcore EDC.
Yeah,
squad.
I'm in the hardcore EDC group.
He needs like the captain's hat actually. If
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. I'm basically the EDC captain. I'm like the responsible one.
He gets all the pre-gaming stuff like
Pre-gaming
St.
stuff.
John's Wort,
Yeah, yeah.
HTTP5.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You need a guy
Anyway,
like
I'm gonna leave the cast.
buddy.
Bye.
See you soon.
Good luck. Good luck.
All right, guys. That was a little brief appearance by WCG. Shout out to WCG.
Yeah, nice guy, right?
Nice guy. One of the nicest guys. One of the nicest guys, isn't it?
Yeah, one of the nicest guys.
Such a sweetheart, that guy. That guy, Doug Polk. Such a sweetheart. Who else is in the EDC? Is going to be in the EDC group that I would know?
I think Dong might come with us.
Oh my God, Dong's going to come too?
Yeah.
He's going to be knitting it up so hard.
I don't know if I should say this, but he used to have he used to be like a hardcore partier, and now he's like he's gotten to a point where like he can't do it anymore, I think.
He's also got his girlfriend now too, so.
Yeah, but his girlfriend's like real hardcore as well.
All those Asians love ecstasy, dude. They love.
Yeah, they absolutely love it.
The fucking Koreans and the Asians I've met. They.
Yeah, you know why the Koreans love it though? It's because they can't get it. It's because they can't get like Korea, like the culture. They're very like conservative. Like you can't like smoke weed there. All you can do is really drink. So like when they try it, they just like absolutely love it. I mean, like he's a lot of fun.
Not gonna hear me argue that point, my friend. I'm retired technically right now until maybe a music festival.
Like I'm like sort of retired too, but honestly, like I don't even like do like other drugs anymore. Like I don't really enjoy doing anything else besides like occasionally drinking, maybe like smoking a little, but then like for example, cocaine. Like it's not even that fun.
Huh. Well,
You just have to like, sort of keep doing it. You know. Hey, have you ever like been on a coke bender?
no, I don't think so. So typically, for instance, if you have access to that drug, you have access to other drugs, and if it was down to other ones or that one, it would never be cocaine. So there would always be something else. So that's.
Well, I mean, they serve different purposes. Like I think the only like legit use for cocaine is like if you're at the club partying and you're like getting too drunk, you can like stay awake and continue partying.
Never tried that, but it seems like it'd work.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. What was the question?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know what the question was. It was going down a path. I think you don't like. The other part of his question was what's going to happen when Jungle Man sees Dirt at the if they're both happen to be there.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm sure they see each other a decent amount. Like, I don't think the challenge is like if that's what he's referring to. The challenge is just like it's never going to happen. Like, there's like a 20 BB per 100 loser against Jungle, and he knows it, and Jungle knows it. So, like, he can just sort of delay the challenge forever. Like, there's no repercussions for him. Like, what if Dur? The whole thing's kind of silly.
Yeah, man. Poor Dur, man. He went to Macau and never coming back. I don't know if he's turned into an honorary Macawian.
See, that's why I don't want you to go to Macau, Joey. I don't want you to turn out to be like Dur. You're better than that.
Thank you, Poppy. I appreciate that. Volva asked, missed the beginning. Did you discuss full tilt high stakes removing?
Oh yeah, that was like incredibly retarded.
So Full Tilt took away most of the high stakes games besides 2550 and 250 500.
They for no limit in PLO, I think they have 250, 500, and 2550, and then for mixed games it goes up to like 150, 100, 100, 200, and the next highest stake is 1500, 3K or something like that.
Shit. Why'd they take those away?
I have no idea.
Huh. I wonder why Full did Full Tilt release anything that?
No, they didn't say anything about it, and like, yeah, I don't understand. I mean, they must have their reasons, but
Yeah, I'll have to
like,
ask.
especially no limit. There's some decent like 100, 200, 50, 100 action that like Spirit Rock's been playing, like Shao Ren plays.
Hmm.
I don't know.
I'll have to ask the Full Tilt people and see what they say. I may or may not talk to someone who probably has a good answer for this question.
I think maybe they're trying to drive like more action to the Stars client, because like most of the nosebleed action. Well, that doesn't make that much sense either because they kept like very highest stakes, but maybe like, you know, they're trying to drive some action to Poker Stars.
Well, that's what I read. Someone wrote that Poker Stars is kind of just running Full Tilt into the ground, basically. Like they're just destroying Full Tilt as best as it can.
Yeah,
And,
basically.
yeah.
Which is kind of unfortunate. I really like the Full Tilt software. Like, great.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people say. Obviously, I love the. I think it kind of depends what you liked playing on the most. I liked playing on Poker Stars the most over Full Tilt, so I'm just so used to that software. And whenever I played Full Tilt, it was always like I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
So, what was the other question we have? What percent of your bankroll would you put up to run? Oh, that's a great question. What percent of your bankroll would you put up to run aces versus 2-2 all in pre-flop?
So you would have like 80% edge. I mean, I would just off the top of my head, I wouldn't know, but like, there's a way to like calculate it. Just use like whatever Kelly criterion or whatever it's called, like risk of ruin. I don't know, a lot.
I'm putting it all up. Fuck it. 100.
I would put like a substantial amount up. Like, I actually don't know right now, but I would have to like crunch some numbers, which I'm not going to do right now.
I would do it.
That is a good question. Yeah.
Good question, Rap. You can always get a stake. You know, I mean, that's the thing. You can never go broke if you know people. You're never broke.
Yeah.
You can always get back in action. I can always get a stake for games and then start playing poker 15 hours a day and make money back. So
I can always like move down to like low stakes and grind it back up. I'm not like too concerned.
I can always marry a rich woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's been divorced and now has a lot of money. You know, I could do that. I want to do a bet like, you know what, I can't. I really want to do that one day just because I think it'd be fun. But
a bet?
Yeah, a prop bet, a self prop bet where I have to marry a woman whose net worth is over $100 million just to see if I could do it.
Okay.
You know?
It's going to be kind of hard.
Exactly. That's my point. It's challenging. I like a challenge.
Okay. I mean, it's kind of a weird challenge. Like, how would you go about doing it?
That's a great question. So I'd go to New York City. I'd hang out with Raptor for a little bit. Maybe I'll go meet some other people there and then do some research on net worths around people in there. Maybe look up some recent divorcees. Go to the Hamptons, hang out. It's a great question. LA, I don't know. J-Mo, it's a great question. How would I approach that?
I think the Hamptons, like, or Florida. Like, now I'm thinking about it. There's got to be like old retired people in Florida that are like worth millions that just want like your hot white ass.
That's a good point. I'd be working out a lot harder. Got to get the muscles as goodly tightened as he can for that type of situation.
You're looking pretty good today, Kevin.
Oh, thank you, my friend. You know, I've been working out a lot. I've been putting in the volume.
Yeah, I heard you've been playing a lot of basketball.
You know, I think basketball replaced drug use for me. Actually, it replaced the love of raging and partying and going out. Yeah. Basketball is that for me. That's basically my drug.
Congratulations.
I mean, one drug is all dudes. The other one is like a lot of women. So it just kind of depends what you like.
Yeah, I mean, drugs are fun.
They really are fun. You know what I mean? They really are. Is drug usage pretty big over in the Asian countries as well?
Some countries, yeah.
It's illegal in some, like you go to jail for.
It's illegal in all countries, or like basically all countries. But I mean, it's illegal in the U.S. too, so it doesn't really mean anything. Like there's some countries, like for example, Singapore, where like you actually get pretty fucked up if you get caught with drugs. But then like some other countries, you can sort of just like bribe your way out. And, like as long as you have like a reasonable amount of money, or like and you don't get caught with like a wholesale amount of drugs, you're usually okay. It's like, yeah.
Because I was worried about Australia. Like if you get caught there, like I mean, do you get arrested? Do you get deported? Like
But the thing is like if you're using drugs just for yourself, like if you're not wholesaling or like if you're not a drug dealer, it's like almost impossible for you to get caught.
Unless you have them on you. Which
but then like you would be like at a club and they would have to like search you, and like unless you're like retarded and just like have them like in a bag in your pocket or something like that.
Well, one of us may have gotten searched for drugs at a music festival in Australia one time.
Which one? Stereosonic?
Yeah, I think, or actually, it was a Swedish House Mafia, the one last tour show they had at the at Olympic Village there. And so, I'll share a little bit of GTO, guys. If you guys are ever going to a concert or in a festival and you're going to do something like that, never go at the beginning, because that's when all the police is there and then the dogs are there. And they had like 15 dogs sitting out there, like 25 cops walking the gate. I'm just like, huh. And I didn't have anything on me, but the drug dog like walked up to someone over there, and they like, because I was dressed ridiculous, obviously. They took me to the side, took me in some like secret thing, and they were like asking me, was I doing drugs recently? I was like, I was around some people that were doing them. I wasn't doing them, of course. And they searched me, and they let me go, luckily.
Yeah. If you're ever in like an Asian country, you should always hide your drugs in your shoe, because like they have something like they something about like the feet being dirty, so they'll like never like really search your feet.
Ooh,
that makes
really?
sense. So yeah, the shoe is definitely a GTO, and you can actually, I have like these orange like rave shoes that I have that I ran. Where did I buy them? I bought them somewhere in Vegas, and they have like under the, what's it called, like the flap in your shoe, like the sole of your shoe. You know, thing that like tongue. I don't know what it's called.
Tongue, basically tongue. Yeah.
Yeah. There's like a small compartment, which I'm not sure what it's there for, but I'm pretty sure it's a drug compartment. So they have like, and these are like, I think there's like Nike shoes.
Huh.
They're like bright orange. So if you ever see like bright orange shoes somewhere, or like, you know, any shoes that seem like you take to a rave, they may or may not have a drug compartment, which is like very useful.
Oh, I should really share the strategy I've taken for music festivals in this instance. Oh, it's kind of bad thoe.
Did you put them on your nuts? Is that the play? You do the thing? No.
No, I don't take them myself.
Oh, okay. You use a drug mule.
It just seems way more GTO. Just pay the extra money for that person to go too, and then
Yeah, that's smart. I mean, like, I don't know. I've never been like searched for anything, so it was actually kind of funny. I think Pertush was on your podcast and he told this story, but we went to the Australian Open semifinals, the tennis matches, and it was just like, you know, me, Doug, Caitlin, Bees, Lama, and then one brown guy by the name of Pertush, and like all of us, like I think I had like a backpack, like all the girls had bags. Pertush was just there with like his sandals, like shorts, t-shirt, and he got like stopped, pulled to the side, and like thoroughly frisked where they let everyone else in. So I don't think anyone's like expects me to have drugs at a festival, because I'm not too flamboyant. Like,
yeah.
I like radar. Like it would make sense for you, because I've seen some of your like party get-ups. It would make sense for them to search you. So like you have to be like extra cautious.
All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. You got the chat up in here, right?
Yeah. All
right, some guys ask JMO some questions. Shane just asked your favorite first class product, which I'm assuming is reference to Dave's. And yeah, for you guys, give JMO a couple questions. He'll give you some answers. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, and you can answer this until someone asks a question, which is I'm just looking on my list here. I have. What the hell? I don't know. Just I don't know. Can you handle the chat for a couple minutes here?
I think I'll be okay.
All right, cool. Be back in a second. You give some shout outs while you're doing it. Ugh.
Favorite first class product? I'm not sure what that means, but I don't know. You just get like unlimited drinks and like the food's really good. I guess if you fly Cathay Pacific, they give you like unlimited caviar, and like I don't even like caviar, but I just eat as much as possible just to get max value. Dur triads. Yeah, I imagine Dur's like real deep in triads these days. I actually feel like kind of bad for the guy, but I don't know. Have I ever played poker in Ontario, Canada? No. Which airline? Cathay Pacific is pretty sweet. I would suggest if you've never flown first class, try Cathay. How much did you win or lose in that big game in Macau in USD? I think I won slightly over 100K, which is like less than a buy-in, especially like probably like half a buy-in considering how deep the games were. And like, yeah. I think I won like maybe like 900 or like $1 million Hong Kong dollars. How broke is Dur? I mean, I don't know Dur that well, but I imagine he doesn't have that much of his own money to his name at this point. What's your favorite drink? Oh man, there's actually this drink that I recently tried that's like a mix of whiskey, some sort of like port wine, and sake, I think. I've read the actual mixture. It sounds kind of gross, but it's really good. JMO, have you ever made it out to Pattaya or Angels in the Philippines? I've been to Pattaya, have not been to Angels in the Philippines. Pattaya is like really shitty now because it's like overrun by like Russian tourists.
Isn't it called Pattaya or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that.
It's basically like it's like a 2-hour drive from Bangkok, and it's basically just like hooker central. But I mean, it's fun. Like if you just go like bar hopping there or something.
Hooker Central, I'm out. I'm out. Damn hookers, man. You have a good hooker story, JMO? Tell you what, I'll give you a hooker story, give me a hooker story, okay?
Oh man, a hooker story?
I got a good hooker story. You got to give me a good hooker story too, otherwise I got no hooker story for you. You got none for me.
Well, let me think of one. You give me yours first, and then I'll think of one. I promise I'll think of one.
Okay, fine. So this is my first. This is the first time ever, right? So didn't know much. I didn't know what was happening here. So I was at the Hard Rock in Florida, and I was with Vinny Vici. Shout out to Vinny Vici, a small stakes 4-ring legend. And we were walking through. We just got done playing playing some live poker. Walking through, this black girl stops us, and she's talking to me. She's saying hello, and then eventually. It ends up being like, she's like, oh, why don't we go up to do you want to go up to your room? And I was like, oh, it sounds like a good idea. Sure. So we go up to my room, and I didn't know she was a hooker that. And then she's like, oh, like, and then she started talking about prices and stuff like that. I was like, oh, well, at this point, obviously you've gone too far. I think I had a winning session.
You're pot committed. You're in the pot.
Like, yeah, you can't, no one's like, nah, take off. I was like, all right, fine. Okay, whatever. So, whatever. And then at some point in time, when she leaves, I look around and my watch is gone, my credit card on my wallet's gone, and my cash is gone out of my wallet. And I was like,
sounds about right.
I was like texting her. I text her. I'm like, listen, you can like just give me my card back. You can keep everything else. Like I don't care. And obviously she's like, I didn't take anything. Yada yada yada. And then I didn't know what to do at that point. I was too young. To know. This was pre-Black Friday. And after that, I've never had a hooker again.
All right, I have a story that like doesn't involve me, but involves a few of my friends.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna go back to my story I just told because I'm gonna give some tips out there for someone if they get a hooker. One, put your stuff in a drawer. Put it under a mattress.
If you're in a hotel, you have to put it in the safe. Like hotels come with safes.
Hide your shit. Put it away. Second, pay attention to them at all times. If you go to the bathroom, make sure you make sure you're aware of what's happening. Make sure you know where your shit is. Don't get it taken. That's what I got. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is like I think a few years ago, where a few of my friends were out in Bangkok, and I think it was like 4 or 5 guys, and they were pretty drunk, and they decided to do a flip. I think there's like 4 of them. And so like 2 of them had to, okay, so the flip was 2 of them had to go to this like S&M hooker dungeon called Demonia, and the other 2 had to pay for the trip for them. So like 2 of them won, 2 of them lost, so 2 of them went in there, and immediately when they went in there, like one of them got like raped basically. So I'm hearing this all like, you know, third hand. But basically what happened was he like got blindfolded, and then like wax was just like dripped all, like they took his shirt off and like pulled his pants off, and wax was just like dripped all over his body. And then like I don't know what happened after that, but the next day like they were like traumatized. Like they did not want to talk about it at all.
What?
Pretty good hooker story, right?
Where was this? What country was this in?
It was in Thailand. It was in Bangkok.
Man, I feel like isn't kind of everyone a hooker over there? Everyone's
That's no. Yeah, like I would say like most of the population's like fairly conservative, especially the girls there, except for, you know, it's very polarizing. Either like you're like a really, really good girl, or you're like a huge slut or hooker. There's not like a middle lane.
Amoral says, how hot was the hooker, Joey? I'd say 6. She's a 6 in my area. And are you supposed to kiss hookers? I don't. I mean, the attractive ones sometimes you can't resist, but I would assume no.
Whatever you want, like what kind of? There's no etiquette.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think I that situation, and then meeting more sex workers since that time has just really turned me off to the idea of the sex workers.
Yeah.
Just because they have sex with so many people.
Yeah. Oh, that like yeah. I know what you're saying. But there's some like casual hookers, you know, like girls that are like models, but then like are
sex
hookers.
Workers. They're sex workers. They get paid. You fly them in, or you make it in. You put them on the hotel. Yeah.
But there's like for example, like I think like basically every single porn star works theoretically as a hooker. Like you could just, I mean, they don't do it that often, but like if you pay them enough money, like it's definitely like, so there's people like that, and there's just like grinders, you know, like people just getting like banged out constantly. So I think there's like a little bit of a distinction.
The thing is, I understand why it's so appealing to women, especially a lot of women in LA do that, where they're high-end escorts. Like you literally
but
make
like,
more
like
money.
for example, like in China, what's her name? The girl from like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and like a very famous actress. I forget her name. She was in like a huge scandal because like I forgot exactly what happened, but basically she was like a high-end hooker on the side, and she was getting paid like hundreds of thousands of dollars per session, which I mean, good for her, you know.
Like I said, I understand why people do it. The money you can make doing that is so much higher than a lot of other things you can do.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe, you know what? Honestly, if my poker career ever falls off, I might just move somewhere and be a hooker for women.
You should actually. I want to recommend you guys a documentary. It's called the Great Happiness Space, I think. Tales of an Osaka Love Thief, and it's about this Japanese dude named Issei who works at like a hostess bar, and I guess I'm going to spoil it a little, but do you know what a hostess bar is?
Hostess bar is the woman talks to you and hangs out with you or something like that?
Yeah, essentially, like it's like a club, but like the women are there, you know, like as employees of the bar that like will drink with you, and it's a little bit more expensive, and you have to like buy them drinks and stuff like that. But like they're like male hostess bars where women go to, but it's the same concept, but there's like men there that will like drink and party with women. But like, I guess this is like a little bit of a spoiler, but it turns out that like all or like 80% of the customers at like these hostess bars for women are hookers themselves. So like hookers like sort of grind all day to like make some money and then spend like all their money on these men at these hooker bars, or like male hooker bars essentially. It's like it's a fascinating documentary. You should definitely watch it.
Wow. Yeah, the whole entire world. I mean, do you see a lot of this like traveling in Asia and being there? Do you witness a lot of this in real life, like meeting people?
Yeah, I mean, like I think I have like a pretty good gauge on like culture and stuff like that. And yeah, there's just some like fucked up cultures, or like just I think Koreans especially, like it's just really weird, really fucked up.
Oh yeah, yeah. It seems like poker players and hookers kind of go together in a weird way.
Yeah, it used to be like a thing where like people thought it was cool to, you know, like you win a bunch of money and then you like buy a nice watch, like go to the Rhino, spend all your money, like buy some hookers just because
Yep.
you can. You're like 21 and you have like hundreds of thousands of dollars to your name. Then like suddenly like you're 25 and you're like completely bust out. But I mean, it was fun while it lasted for some, I guess.
Yeah, I think back when I was playing, like that's what happened when I was like 23 or 24. Like that's what it was. So like it was kind of cool in poker. Like that's what I mean. Everyone thought it was like the thing to do. You know, you buy the 5K watch, you go hookers, draw. Like you do, like this is like that was like actually looked at as cool. And now I mean I like could never look at that as that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's just completely retarded. Like it's like I don't spend. I mean, I spend a decent amount of money, but I never like, you know, just spew just because I can. Like I don't just like throw money on the ground. I actually have like a pretty good story about this, like this exact thing. This was like 4 or 5 years ago when I first started playing. It was like my first summer in Vegas, or I think a little bit after my first summer in Vegas, but like I was still in Vegas for some reason. I think it was like end of July or August. Do you know Greg Brooks?
No, of him. I don't think I met him before though.
He used to play poker. Now I think he like runs the business. He's like a really smart guy. But he came and visited Vegas, and we went out. I forgot exactly what happened that night, but we ended up at the Rhino, and this is like the first time I think I've ever been at the Rhino, and I think I was like 21 at the time, maybe 22. I got like really blackout drunk, and at that time I probably had like, I want to say like 35 or 40K to my name, maybe even less than that, maybe like 30K. And I ended up like spending 5K at the Rhino, which is like completely retarded considering I only had like, you know, that much money. And I didn't realize it because I only brought like, you know, a couple $1,000s out and I spent it. And obviously like I found out that I just been like using my credit card all night. But anyways, the next day was like the F-Top's main event. And I forgot like I won a package or like a seat to the F-Top's main event. So I was already registered for the tournament. And I get home at like noon the next day. And I'm about to go to bed and I hear like my computer beeping and I'm like, oh, what the fuck is that? And I notice like I'm registered in a few tournaments. So after like blowing like a ridiculous amount of my net worth, I have to like grind out these tournaments while like, you know, not being able to sleep for however knows long. I ended up min cashing the F-Top's main event, but I was like falling asleep in between hands. That was like probably one of like my most degen things I've done.
It's not even that degen. Did you at least have a fun time at the strip club?
I don't remember the strip club at all. Like I just like sort of like I like completely blacked out. I don't remember going to the strip club, so I had to have been like quite drunk before we got there.
Everyone needs to go to the Rhino at least once and fire away some money, guys. You got it's like rite of passage basically once you start doing well at poker. And then you realize how dumb it is afterwards.
It is really, really dumb. Like strip clubs in general are just like really dumb, but I mean they're fun.
I mean, I think I've been to the strip club like once or twice in the past like couple of years. I just because friends want to go, I'm like I'll go with, but it's just
yeah, exactly. Like I'll only go because like some of my friends. But like Caitlin, for example, just like likes to go to the Rhino and drink and like hang out, and so I'm willing to go.
The problem sometimes I have is that I WCG rider it up when I go to a strip club.
Meaning
that I meet a girl there, and you know, and like we bring. That's the problem. Sometimes I just do that, and that's why
I've never done that before. But I don't have nearly as much game as Mr. WCG writer. His strip club game, like he could write a book, I think, about the ins and outs of success at the strip club.
I'm sure he could. I wish we
A
could.
novel. Like one day maybe poker won't go as well for him and he needs like a new career path. He'll like share more of his strip club strat.
Oh, yeah. Mitch says, "Why does Joey look and dress so gay?" That's a great question, Mitch. I'm not trying to offend him. I just think he looks a little gay. I'll take it. I don't mind. Sorry, Mitch. I apologize, Mitch.
No, you look good. I think you look good today.
Yeah, man. I don't know what Mitch is talking about, man. I think Mitch might need to go meet some new people. Mitch, go move to a city where people dress a little bit nicer. The quality of life's a little bit higher, and you'll find that sometimes people just like. But I'm actually trying this out today because it's actually a tank top and a hoodie.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
And I love tank tops and hoodies. And I found this at one of the stores when I was shopping, and I was like, oh, I need like a tank top / hoodie in my life, a zip up thing. This is like literally one of the things
It looks good. It looks good. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I think sometimes anyone that dresses nicer, sometimes a lot of people think that you look like Fees wears that scarf. Some people might think Fees.
Yeah.
They might think he looks. I don't know. I'm not sure.
The Fees scarf.
Yeah, I like the scarf. So, if I have 2 future guests on in the future, who would you recommend I try to get on after you?
Oh, 2 future guests. Let me think about this. 2 future guests that
you think would come on the podcast.
I mean, Fees would be kind of interesting. Like,
yeah, I think I'm gonna have Fees on for sure.
But like, he's a good friend of mine, so I'd rather like, have people that I didn't know. I'm trying to think. I think someone like the high stakes Six Max players would be pretty interesting. I don't think they'd come on though, like guys like OTB Red Baron or Fish 2013. I actually met a few of those guys when I was in London. They seem pretty cool. Educa Poker was also one of them. He's like this Spanish dude. He's actually really interesting, but his like English isn't the best because he's Spanish. But he'd be pretty interesting to have on.
A couple of those guys, like For Haley said, he's talking English. So
yeah, exactly. It's like, I mean, and like their English is pretty good, but they're just like sort of self-conscious about like being interviewed in English. I mean, like I have no problem like when I have them all on Skype and like I talk to like them a decent amount, and like it seems like I've like spoken to people that like don't speak English, or like speak broken English, and their English is like basically perfect, but it's just like you're just like afraid of like putting yourself out there.
Yeah, I think some of the guys I've had on are also afraid of that too, but I'm friends with them, so they come on anyway. Like they know it'll be fine. Like I'm not gonna like make them look bad when they're on here. So
yeah, I think Scott Seaver would be kind of interesting to have on. Maybe like Ike Haxton.
Hollywood.
I think I could be like kind of boring, but like Ike's just the sickest. Like he's just the sickest. Like he's just so good at like every form of poker. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, dude, Ike's a beast. Gonna Stack You says Jamie Gold needs to be on one of these. I'm gonna have Jamie Gold on at World Series of Poker. We're gonna do something live together.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to have Jamie on. Definitely can't wait for that one. Amoral says, J-Mo, you seem a lot cooler in this podcast than your 2+2 post.
Okay.
What's up, Chocolate with Cream Puppy? Yeah, a couple other people named the normal names. Status up, Jason Lavallee. I've had on a couple live streams. I've had him on multiple live streams. Someone said in the chat, but yeah, most people are naming the normal names that people want to see on. If you give one piece of poker advice to some people, what would you give them?
Don't play poker. Do something else with your life.
What else are you doing with your life?
I mean, I'm like basically the best at poker, so like I'm still gonna get by. But like, I don't know. Like, it's so difficult to make money at poker unless like, like you have to be like at the top, and even then, like, it's kind of hard. Like if you look at like even mid stakes players' results, like now, like there's not that much money to be made.
How much would you say is not a lot of money to be made at poker?
Like
online?
I looked up like for example, I think like the top mid stakes heads up no limit player this year has made like $35,000 or something like that, like year to
On,
date.
on Russian PTR, did you look them up on?
Yeah, essentially.
I think they definitely don't track all the stuff on those because
I
a
mean,
lot of
it's fairly accurate, I think.
well, I mean, I guess I know better than
I think the problem with poker is like it's only going to get more difficult. It's not like it's not like a normal career where you're just like like there's room for advancement. Like like for example, in Heads Up No Limit, like sure you can like move up in stakes, but then you have to battle people like me or Dong or like Doug, to get to the top, and like that's like an uphill battle that it's just not worth like the amount of time, effort, energy to put in that like risk.
I think it really depends how much you want to make. Because I mean, me personally, I feel like 100K, for instance, if I wanted to make $100,000 at PLO, I'll be able to make that through a combination of winning money and rake back for.
Yeah, sure.
I can't imagine a time when that ends. Really, just with work ethic alone, you're going to make 100K. For me
Yeah,
personally,
but like you have like much better work ethic than like almost anyone else that plays. I mean, you probably play more hands. I mean, like, I don't know how much you play like recently, but I mean, you definitely have. Like,
I say at PLO, I probably played like top 10 or 15 like ever.
all I'm saying is like I see how hard like, and I'm kind of like lazy these days. Like I don't like try that hard to get that much better at poker because like I don't know, like maybe I should, but like I see how hard guys like the guys around me work, like how good they are, like the stuff that they're doing, and to think that like there are people out there that are like trying to move up to like be as good as them or like be better than them or like beat them is like it's like almost impossible. Like poker is like a zero sum game, meaning like for every like winner there has to be like one if not more losers. So it's there just isn't enough money to like go around for people to just like make livings that haven't been at it already. Like,
Yeah.
like for example, maybe I shouldn't talk about this, but like I've been cross booking against Timex in his Zoom bet, and like honestly, like 2-5 Zoom is fucking difficult. Like I think I've played like 30 or 40K hands, and I'm losing at like maybe half a big blind or one big blind. And I think I'm like a fairly competent six max player. I know I'm down like a reasonable amount of six max, but I used to just like play 25-50 against whoever wanted to play without like like studying or like two Russians sat and I was a third player. I would just like play just to have a game. I mean, I don't do that anymore, but like
Well, I think Zoom compared to regular tables, like it's much different. Like it's similar. Obviously, it's poker. It's similar, but it's a lot. The Zoom dynamics are much different than regular tables.
yeah, because like the fish to like reg ratio is much. I mean, if there's one fish that plays in the pool, there's going to be more regs, or like seating scripts and stuff like that. I actually think like all poker should just be Zoom, or Heads Up should be anonymous Zoom. Like I don't see why.
Yeah, that's the way it's heading with six max. Basically, I mean, if you look at PLO, for instance,
Yeah, they're doing it for PLO. I think it's like sort of smart. Like, yeah, I think the sites are sort of getting like shit together. Like now, it used to like not be King of the Hill. Now, like there's only like 10 heads up tables for each stake or something like that. It's just like to get to a point where, like for example, if you're like an up and coming like heads up player, and there's only 10 tables at the highest stakes, so like 10, 20 through 25, 50. To get one of those tables and defend it and like have it in case like a fish sits, like you need to be like very, very good, because like there's tons of people that will just instantly take your table once they see it.
Yeah, I think it's about when you think about playing poker to try to make money. Obviously, there's those stakes, but I think 50-cent dollar to 3-6, there's still money. You can still make a pretty comfortable living playing those stakes.
I disagree.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
At no limit, or are we talking no limit or PLO?
PLO is even worse. I would
Even
say
worse.
PLO is even worse because the make is higher, but also the average player is worse at 1-2 PLO than 1-2 no limit. I would say at 1-2 no limit, like your average, like I think the best reg will probably win for like 4 big blinds per 100, which is like not that much at one. Like you're playing 1-2. I mean, like I guess we have different definitions of like what's a lot of money.
Well, that's what I mean. So let's say comparable to like a lot of people out there listening to this. Like, sure, like to me, like if you make 100K a year at poker, it's not like really that much. But to a lot of people, that's more than they're ever going to make a poker year.
But I would say it's almost impossible to make like 100K a year playing 1-2 and 51.
You'd say what?
It's almost impossible to make 100K a year
with rake back too.
I mean, it depends on how many hands you play, but like your hourly rate is still not that good.
I agree about that. Your hourly rate, because if you're getting Supernova Elite, you're getting 100K right there. If you can win a little bit,
but like, yeah, if obviously if you're Supernova Elite, you could make like maybe like slightly over 100K. But think about the number of hours you have to play and like the variance you have to deal with, and like most Supernova Elites are like losers in the games they play. Like you make 100K in rake back and you lose like 30 or 40K. You make 70K and you have to play, like however many hours a year. Like I think the only legit ways to make Supernova Elite that makes sense are like what Ike's doing. He just plays like all the heads up sit and goes, and he's like probably the best at heads up sit and goes. Or like someone like Ansky who just like grinds away at PLO, where the rake's kind of high, but he's playing like pretty high stakes and he's like a good player. But like if you're playing like 1-2 or you're grinding 2-5 zoom, I mean, I feel like that's no way to live. You got to dream higher.
I completely agree with that. Danny Huntley, well, that's what happened to me. I was doing the Supernova Elite thing, and then I was like, well, let's try something. Let's try to get past that point. Danny says, yo, Joey, because of you, I've gone full-time PLO. I'm a 50-cent $1 1-2 grinder. I've been a long-time winner in my Olympic games.
See, you're a bad influence on people, I feel.
I know. I'm the angel of death, my friend. Welcome to the dark side.
You got like legit people that are trying to follow you, become the next Joey Ingram, and they're playing like 50-cent PLO where their rake is something like for 100, and they don't really know what they're doing. They have 4 cards, and PLO is a difficult game to learn. By the way, it's like it's complicated, and like I mean, like I know you joke about it, but the guys up top definitely have like programmers and like computers doing all the work for them. That's like you have to get to that point before you start making like a decent amount of money.
PLO is interesting, and having more. I guess I talk to a lot of high stakes regulars that are friends, and a lot of them really. I mean, you think like a lot of these guys are doing something like super math based, or they're really breaking things down away from the tables. But really, a lot of the guys I know aren't. They just play, and they're just run really well, or they're good. I mean, it's kind of amazing, actually.
I know the top guys definitely have like Ike and Ben definitely have, they're not just like sitting down and like, oh, let's play some poker today.
No,
yeah,
I'm not talking about that. Obviously, those guys, those guys are definitely doing something a bit different.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like, my point is like you're like coming up and playing guys that have like computers on their side, that have like years of experience, that have like programmers that like know exactly what to do in like every single spot, and then you're just like completely on your own, and it's like difficult. Like feels especially difficult because it's hard to think of hands in terms of ranges, because like in No Limit, like you talk about like, oh, my range here is these hands or these like PLO. There's like way too many combinations for you to be like, I do this with like this, and then I don't want to get into too much detail, but like PLO is difficult, and like it's not an easy game to learn. Like Nolan is actually pretty easy to learn because like it's a lot less like nonsense and stuff.
Yeah, I think what you said about people wanting to follow in the footsteps. I mean, technically, I played 1 million hands of PLO, but I was 24 tabling, which obviously wasn't smart. I didn't start winning until like after that point, so I played losing at PLO for like a year straight.
Yeah.
And some people just can't lose for a year straight, unfortunately, at the game. So they have to make money.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, that's the other problem. It's like you're gonna lose money, like initially, like you're just not gonna win.
Like, and then the initial part, like, could be literally months.
Or like forever. I mean, like when you start out playing PLO, you're just not gonna win, and then eventually you might get good enough to win, but maybe not.
I think that's what happened. And you used to see a lot of the No Limit regulars. Like, it was funny, like when who's that goddamn Canadian guy that was really aggressive at the 6 max tables? God damn it. Not
Take
that
Chip?
Take Chip, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
coming over. He started playing like 3, 6, 5, 10, 10, 20 PLO. I was like, fuck yes, I'm gonna cry. Time to own this motherfucker. Finally back, because he used to always crush me at no limit. And he came over, it lasted for a bit, got destroyed, and then went away. So
he got destroyed at no limit too. I think he lost all the money that he made from poker.
wow, really?
Like, at one point, I think he was up a couple million playing poker, and I think he went on like $1.5 million downswing at no limit alone. Because I mean, he just played like, I mean, he's not like that bad, but like he was just playing like three-handed, four-handed against like the best regs, and then he was playing heads up where like he was playing people that are beating him for 10 big blinds heads up, and he's like a grinder too, like, which is like a huge problem for him because like he just like loves the action.
Oh man, I loved it. I love anytime like Humano when he came over to PLO. I love playing with him as well because
Humano is another example of someone who like made like maybe a few $1 million, and then like lost it back playing like heads up against like I've played him. I'm up like a ton on Humano. He's horrendous. One of like the worst players I played at high stakes. But I mean,
yeah. PLO is not smart for him, but you don't see that much anymore. I feel like the no limit guys switching over these days, like the last couple ones, like Hollywood, Lot Nice. It kind of feels it recently in the past year or two.
Yeah, I played a lot against Lot Nice back in like the day where he used to play a ton of heads up. He was like one of the best heads up players. Yeah, he's good. Like he's like a very, very smart guy. Like he plays a little bit differently than like most players do, but like you can just tell when you play him, like it just feels like you're playing against someone intelligent. That's the thing about heads up, I think, is like when you play someone like six max, you don't really know since like so many people, you don't know what's like really going on. But like when you play a lot of hands with heads up against someone, you sort of get a feel for, you know, like their overall sense of how they approach poker or, you know, how good they are and stuff like that. And yeah, he's good. He's doing good at PLO. I think his style is like him and Sauce have like a style of no limit that I feel like would work out really well in PLO.
What do you mean by that? Like what kind of style is that?
It's like kind of hard to describe. Okay, so I guess the concept in PLO that's different from a no limit is equity does run a lot closer from hand to hand, right? And like there's a lot of spots where, you know, you have a certain amount of equity, like you're never really like drawing too dead, whereas in no limit, like if you have aces, you know, the other guy has, you know, whatever, like aces just wins the pot like a huge majority of the time, whereas if you have aces, even good aces in PLO versus, you know, like literally any 4 cards, like the 4 cards aren't doing that bad. I mean, they could be doing like if you have, you know, but they're really not doing that bad. So like just based on that, like the style they play, like they do a lot of stuff in no limit that I think I disagree with, but I think it would make more sense in PLO. So I imagine they take the same concepts and apply them to PLO. I don't want to talk strat. Like I'm not here to talk strat, right? I'm here to see you, Joey. We're talking about
you know, I have about strategy on here. Oh, goddamn strategy. But yeah, I don't know how Lot Nice has been, how he did. I don't know if he's been playing. I haven't really seen the lobby at Stars games. I don't really know.
Yeah.
It seems like the same guys are pretty much crushing right now, like Barry Sweet and Johan and Hollywood and Ben, and I think Phil's doing really, really well.
Hillary's doing real well, right? Hillary is like one of my. You should have Hillary on the podcast. He's like fantastic.
Set it up, J-Mo. Get him on, man. Tell him I want him on.
I wish I was bros with Hillary.
We need someone that's friends with Hillary. We got him on a podcast. God, that's gonna be an epic podcast one day. I'll have him on one day. I promise he'll come on at some point in time. But I feel like I need to party with him in Vegas one time and then be like, "Hey, come on a podcast." He's like, "Let's do it," and then he comes over and we go do it. So. Yeah,
I actually I watched your podcast with CTS. CTS is awesome. Like he's just like the most interesting guy in poker. Like. He's like out like taking helicopters to go. Yeah, he's just awesome, and he's like a huge crusher. But he said like one of the best videos he watched was that who is that guy? Jedi Master, the Jedi Master video of like the Odd Odds training video.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that like 4 or 5 times in a row, and I could not stop laughing. Oh, it was so good.
You know what's funny is Jedi Master talks like every other Swedish person I know. So I'm imagining he looks exactly like Johan and like Barry Sweet do. So
yeah, I know a bunch of like Scandinavians, like Finnish guys, and but they're all just like robots basically. Like
which guys do you know?
Like a few old school like heads up no limit. Like I guess the most famous one would be Kotkis. I don't know if you heard of him.
He's old school too. He's very old school.
Yeah, yeah, but there are a few others, but yeah, they all sound like robots when they talk, and like their language is so much different than like anything I've like been around like a lot of cultures, and I've heard a lot of languages, and it's just like crazy. Like one of my Finnish friends actually told me that he like when he thinks to himself, or when he like processes information, he thinks to himself in English, because he feels that like if he thinks to himself in Finnish, he can never apply like emotion, or like, you know, like he can never feel emotional about anything, because like the language isn't like conducive to emotion. Like there aren't words to express emotion and stuff like that in Finnish, which sounds about right.
Well, I've had one Finn on here. I had Tapanista, who's Go Get a Real Job on 2+2. I just had him on. He's Finnish. Jeans obviously sounds like a robot.
Yeah.
Hillary sounds like a robot kind of too.
Yeah.
Who are the Finns? I haven't had any other Finns on, like Vroom.
Oh, you know who you should have on? You should have that one like Miss Finland. You know who I'm talking about?
You know what? Okay, so I messaged her on Twitter and I was like, hey, why don't you come on a podcast? And she's like, I'm leaving Malta. It was during EPT Malta. If I was in EPT Malta, we would have done it live in person. But since then, got nothing back from her.
I watched like a clip of like one of the funniest hands I've ever seen in that Shark Tank thing, where that one guy like Ronnie Barda, who like, oh man, he's so bad at poker. It's just like pathetic. Like yeah, he played like a horrendous hand against her, and like I don't know what she was doing, but it worked out. That was just fantastic.
Yeah, I hope I'm going to see her at World Series. You know, this is why I needed to go travel to these tournament stops, because she was at PCA. Like me, just meeting these people in real life, I think a lot of them would be interested in coming out.
Are you going to come to Vegas this summer? Is that in the works?
I think I almost have to, dude. I think it's like such a good opportunity. Like even when I was in LA, I met so many people in LA. Like I got Dan McGrath on the podcast because I met him in LA and I talked to him. And then a couple, like Adam from Aria, I met him and Steve officially in person in LA. So now I'm on a podcast too. So it's just such good people meeting opportunities.
Are you going to be like streaming on Twitch or something like that?
No, I'm kind of, I don't, I feel like everyone got on Twitch and like, it's just not for me.
Yeah.
I'm not like an everyday, like watch me. I don't want to stream me playing. I don't want to talk any strategy at all. Like I just feel like.
See, that's the problem with Twitch, because I'm actually on Twitch a lot because like video games and stuff like that. There's like good content there. Mm-hmm. But I think like any reasonably decent poker player would not, like, it's just completely retarded to be streaming on Twitch, because like if you're any good, then the information, like for example, like if I streamed on Twitch and I like played like even like low to mid stakes, like people could see what I did, and then like when I play them like at higher stakes or something like that, they can just like make the correct counter adjustments, because like the same with like training videos. Like I actually have a pretty good story about it. I'm not going to say it on basically one of like the more famous high stakes players who makes training videos did something that cost them a lot of money, because
was it the Odson story?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, okay, it's something Doug told me. Doug told me something about an Odson.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like it was essentially the same thing, but like basically, like I'm not sure how much they get paid for. Yeah, I mean, like if Doug told you that story, that's like a very similar story. I think Doug like that cost Odson like maybe like 10 or 15K, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like they're playing like 100, 200, 200, 400, and like I don't know how much he got paid to do that video, but like the information that like was given out cost like literally just immediately cost them like that much money.
I mean, this is kind of like what I always go. This is what I say this whole time. I think it's one of the dumbest things I can ever possibly imagine. These people that make these, especially PLO videos, like it's one of the dumbest things ever to make the videos.
It actually might be smart if like they just make videos and just give out like incorrect information. Like I've actually thought about doing that. Like if someone offered me like a job at because like people like if I made a coaching video and I just talked about poker the entire time, I could like make myself sound intelligent while giving out like bad advice. Like it'd be incredibly easy for me to do, and I imagine for a bunch of the other good players, it'd be incredibly easy for them to do.
I thought about doing something like that for PLO, like a strat video where it's like you speak with that exact confidence in your voice about what you're saying. Yeah, you don't waver from it all.
Like, and like I think I'd be pretty good at that. Like I could just like talk about like random shit for hours, and I mean, like if you're playing like for example, if I made heads up no limit videos and I just like talked about my strategy, and if it was complete bullshit, even if you were like a good like 2-4 to 3-6 reg, or like 1-2 to like mid stakes reg, like you wouldn't know the difference. You'd be like, oh, that sounds intelligent. Yeah, like maybe I should start doing. Yeah, oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
It could be interesting. I always wonder why Phil makes all the videos. Like Phil Guffon, why he does those.
Well, because for him it like makes a decent amount of sense, because I mean he makes the most money out of anyone.
Run it once, right?
Yeah, I mean like it makes sense for him because like he's basically like the big boss, so he gets like all the subscriber money, whereas everyone else like what I'm confused about is how Phil managed to like get guys like Oddsit. Like I feel like he doesn't pay them like nearly as much as they should receive, but like they don't like really know the exact market rate for them making videos, so they do it because they're like friends with Phil or whatever.
Well, I think I heard something that he isn't really making any money off Run It Once, so maybe he just puts all that money back into having the training video makers on. And also I think a lot of people are, it's pretty.
If he's not making money from what? If he's not making money from Run It Once, and then like it's like the dumbest endeavor. Like I mean that's just like the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. So like he like goes out of his way to like, I mean he has to spend hours and hours like getting everything together, like like putting up content. Like I don't think that he's got to make a lot of money from that.
I can't remember where I read that. I feel like I definitely read that. It was either from him, like written somewhere, or something else like that.
Yeah,
but it was,
I mean, if he said that, he's lying. Or I guarantee you he's lying. I guarantee you he makes a fuck ton of money from Run It Once.
I mean, you have to pay $90 a month. I know a lot of people just signed up. Like I've been signed up for a couple of years now. So
yeah,
like. I don't know.
It's just like completely illogical. For example, if he said like, oh, like, but I'm paying like all my video producers all the money, so I don't make anything. Like, why he still plays like high stakes PLO? Why would he like make a training site that doesn't make money, where like a few of the best players like give out like make fairly good videos about how they play?
Mm-hmm. You know, what's interesting is that a lot of the PLO stuff, it started off, there was a lot of people doing PLO stuff, and now it's basically just Phil doing most of it, and sometimes Jay Nandez makes a video or two, but...
I mean, like, I imagine the guys like Oddson, and I don't know if Ben was ever Run It Once Pro, but, like, they sort of saw the error of their ways. Like, even if they're getting paid, like, $5K for video, it's like...
Yeah, I think Oddson quit. He's like, yeah, it's probably... I mean, Izzle doesn't make any videos anymore. I mean, like...
It's completely retarded to make videos unless like you're just like bullshitting the whole time.
Yeah, that's what I told Izzle first, and he first did it because I remember back in the day when I was playing a lot. I think I talked to Phil about it, and then Izzle also talked to him, and Izzle was like, "I'm gonna do it." I was like, "That is one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever heard in my life." Like, there's
it
not
really is.
Like why. I mean, whatever. I've talked about this before, at nauseum, and I understand why some people want to do it. Some people want to help people. They like to give back. They think it makes them better. People give them critique on their game. It helps them. They get some sort of accomplishment. They feel like they're respected. I understand those things, but
nonsense.
I just can't. Yeah, I can't agree with him, man. You don't see many no limit guys making. I mean, Tyler Forster makes fucking awesome videos.
Who's Tyler Forster?
Google's Nose.
Oh, okay.
He like makes I like watching his videos. I don't play no limit at all. I just like watching him. I like watching him talk and hearing the way he thinks.
I think Krab makes videos. He's like a reasonably decent heads up player.
Oh yeah, he does make videos too. Yeah.
Other than that, I don't think like anyone like remotely good that plays like 1020 or higher like would make videos.
Yeah, I know Sauce makes some occasionally too, but he doesn't really play.
I think eventually though, like there's going to be a point where like there's just absolutely no action at heads up no limit, where like guys like me and Doug and like dong, just like we'll log on for like weeks straight, no one will play. And at that point, maybe we actually talked about like maybe like starting up like a training site, but I think that's like a long ways off. Like, I mean, we're yeah, I feel like that's a little ways off.
Gonna stack. You said if you're gonna quit poker and move on to something different, I can seeing it being a good time to give away everything you know.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, definitely. That makes a lot of sense. But like, none of the guys that make videos for Reddit once are quitting poker anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. I've
Like,
actually thought about.
if I ever get to a point where like I don't think I'm like winning, or I don't think I'm like that good at poker anymore, it's not that profitable for me. Like, the first thing I'll do is just like fucking make some videos if someone will pay me. Like, why not?
Right. I mean,
But like,
I would,
right now, I just like make too much money playing poker that like I don't need like I don't like. It's just incredibly unnecessary for me.
yeah, I've thought about this a lot. If I was just gonna quit poker, I would make. I
Are
wish.
are you like making any money from your stream, like these live podcasts and stuff like that?
Not really. No.
Not really.
I don't really. I mean, the thing is, like, I've been like doing really, really well at PLO. I don't necessarily need to like
Yeah,
worry about it.
But like, I don't know. It seems like you developed like a reasonable following. You should like find a way to. I'm always like thinking about the business end of things, you know. And I feel like there's got to be like a better way to like monetize like what you've done, because I don't know how many people you get, like how many hits you get on YouTube, or but
Well,
like I mean,
it's rose up. Like, I mean, for instance, a lot of the more popular podcasts get like I think the guys lower profile guests, they'll end up being between 3 to 7,000. The guys in the upper echelon will be 7 to 15, and the guys at the upper end will be 15 to 30 or 40.
uh-huh.
So yeah, it's I mean, I don't know. When you think about how can you make money from this, I think most people make money from having like a sponsorship or ad, or they put like back there on the board, I'll have like, sponsored by poker, some shit or something, or like, this sort of product. And then they make money on affiliates. They make money on, I don't know. I literally haven't looked into it. I just don't know.
I mean, like, I know on Twitch, like if you like, you can make money streaming. Like I don't know if they do it anymore, but I know like a decent number of there's like a few StarCraft players that just like, or like any game, I guess, that you can just stream and get enough viewers where you can like make a living just streaming.
Yeah, I think they make money through their subscribers on Twitch. I know they have Twitch has a donate button. I mean, I'm not like looking to like get like I'm not going to count on getting donations to make any sort of income on anything. Like, I can't imagine people are like, I don't understand why you'd want to donate. Like, just give me money because I guess
if people are giving money away, you might as well take it, right?
it just feels like, I mean, I understand I'm putting out a lot of great content that I think people really enjoy, but at the same time, like, just give me, I mean, it feels like weird. Like, a lot of these people like they probably need the money. I'd just rather you keep your money and do something good for yourself with the money.
And most players that like play poker could use the money for something else that they lose in poker, right? Like, I would say like a good 90% of the players that play poker are like net losers. And it's not like everyone's like rich enough to afford all their losses. So it's the same concept, right?
I'd be a terrible business guy. Like, I thought about this too. Like, I don't think I'm like cutthroat enough to like try to savage people for money.
See, that's why you need someone like me on your team. Like, I'll represent you. I'll get you paid. No worries.
I mean, there's definitely some outside the box ideas I've thought about that were fun. Like, one idea someone was talking about was like, why don't you have like people? There's something an idea like where like people pay to like come out and like rage for like a week or something like that. I don't know, some type of like rage thing where people, because like I know I always talk about partying and like having a lot of fun. It's like meeting girls and doing those type of things. So
yeah.
I don't know. I guess
like how many of these do you do a week, or like once a week maybe?
I'd say like at least once or twice a week. Most weeks I take off.
Like 2 to maybe 3 hours. So maybe like 5 to 6 hours a week.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of your time, right? It seems like it's like a lot of time to just spend on like a hobby that isn't like doing anything for you, unless you have like a like a higher goal with this or something like that.
Well, I think it's just, I think my number one goal is I want to, like, I don't think there's anything enjoyable a lot of poker players can really watch. Like Twitch, I mean, that's enjoyable on some level, but I think a lot of like professionals who are like myself.
Yeah. Like I'm on Twitch a lot, but like I just watch like StarCraft and stuff like that because it's like way more interesting. And it's like okay, so my main problem with Twitch is like I don't think poker is the correct game, because there isn't much you can do to like exhibit your skill over Twitch. Like if you see like a first person stream of like a good like video game player, you're like, holy shit, like look what he's doing, like
Mm-hmm.
he's playing really well. It's like awesome to see. But like for example, even if like I got online and I like like four tabled someone at like high stakes, which is like probably the most entertaining, like the most entertaining thing you'd watch. It's still like not that entertaining to like the naked eye. Like watching poker isn't that much fun. I guess you could be like good at commentary, but like all the streamers I see, they're like one tabling an MTT where they're folding like 90% of their hands, and like I can't believe people watch that shit, but apparently they do.
Yeah, I think a lot of times you find people watching those that like, and I thought about this. It's Twitch. Like, obviously, I like the Twitch crowd, but the crowd I like making stuff for is like people like me who are they've been playing poker for a while or they have success at poker, but there's nothing like for me. There's nothing entertaining I can watch.
Yeah, like honestly, like besides your podcast, I don't like watch anything or like listen to anything in the poker world like at all.
And that's how I was when I started doing this. I was like exactly the same. I'm like, why isn't there something I can enjoy? Because a lot of the stuff you do out there, and this isn't shots at anybody doing anything, because I got a lot of love for a lot of people that do things. But a lot of stuff for me personally, like it's a lot of times you're listening to somebody who, like, they just like if they're talking about poker and like how to get good at poker, like they're not good at poker. I'm not going to listen to this guy like give me like talk about do this, do that in poker when like you have absolutely nothing to like fall back on in terms of you discussing it. It's just hard. It's really hard for me to like, when I was a noob, it was easier, but when I'm actually like know what I'm talking about now and a little bit more experienced, it's just really hard for me to like.
I feel like sort of the exact same way. Like I can't really have like a poker conversation with anyone that like, like I feel like I was like dumbing myself down. Like, and I'm not trying to like brag of like, being like the best at poker or anything, but like it's difficult to have like an intelligent conversation with like most poker players about poker, which is kind of sad. Like there's kind of people that will walk up to me and tell me a hand history and ask me if I if they played this spot correctly, and there's just like so much wrong with what they're saying. I just don't know where to begin. So I'm just like, seems okay.
I think that's always the GTO response. Anytime someone tells you hand history, it seems okay. That seems fine.
Yeah.
It seems like he said, I'm taking shots at Jason Somerville. I'm not taking shots at Jason Somerville. I think Jason Somerville is pretty good at poker.
I mean,
I'm talking
all the Twitch streamers. I imagine he's like probably one of the best, and like he's like entertaining, I guess. Right?
I like Jason. No, Jason's cool. Jason's a smart kid. I talked to him a bit. He's whatever I'm saying about this stuff. One is not in reference to Twitch, and two definitely is not in reference to Jay Carver because that's one of my guys. I like him, man. He's cool. He does some good work. He's earned his sponsorship with Poker Stars, man. I got a lot of love for him. So,
do you see the other dude that like he's like some low stakes MTT grinder? I forgot his name, and he got like sponsored by Stars, and like he won a tournament for like 15K or something like that. And you know who I'm talking about?
Oh, Jason, I know who you're talking about, buddy.
Okay. Yeah. I don't like that guy.
You know what? So obviously, Jamie,
His name Jamie.
I understand why Stars would want to sponsor why Stars would want to sponsor somebody like that. But some of the people I've had discussions with that are the more experienced poker players, I mean, they might not understand it quite like that. I mean, because he's got a Twitch following. That's fine. Let's give him a Stars sponsorship. But I mean, I think it's fucking crazy. I understand why you do that. I literally think that's crazy. Like, I think that's like almost like insulting to I mean, that's fucking crazy. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. And I like the kid, man. He's a nice guy. Whether I think he might be being extra nice in sake of for, whatever, I think that's debatable. I've obviously I've heard some things from, I guess, I've heard some things from a very, debatably unreliable source that he might not be that same way outside of the stream. And that's understandable. But like, I think that's crazy. Like, but that's the direction we're going. The Twitch is it. Like you're big on Twitch. Stars wants their name on it.
You know who'd be actually like really good on Twitch? I know he'd never do it, but Doug would be really, really good.
Oh,
like he's like incredibly entertaining, and like obviously, I actually think he should probably be sponsored. I mean, like I know I'm like his good friend and stuff like that, but
Well, I think they look at it like, all right, so someone like Jamie Staples has this audience right here that comes and watches him all the time. Well, now he's playing on Poker Stars. Now he's sponsored by Poker Stars. That they're going to want to show support for him. Whereas for Doug, who's going to come support Doug, who's not already playing poker on Poker Stars?
yeah, but like most people like don't know him, like don't know Doug at all. Like I think like, I mean, there's something to be said about like obviously he's like an incredibly talented poker player, but he's also like so is someone like Ike. But I would say like Doug's like way more entertaining, like way more like overall likable guy for like anyone to meet him than Ike. Like he's way more outgoing, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I also think there's something to be said, like you want to have some prestige on your people. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to but maybe not. I don't. Stars obviously they approach it a bit differently. They want to have the monetary behind it, but like I feel like the team almost gets devalued when you add some people on. Like before, you like say you're a Stars pro, like okay, that's pretty, like that's awesome. But now it's like some of these guys, it's just like
like complete defense. Like either you're like a semi-attractive woman, or you know, I don't understand the process. And it's not like I'm like jealous or anything. It's just like it doesn't make sense to me, you know.
Well, I got to tell you, like, I mean, one of my goals, obviously, I think everyone wants to be like sponsored by Poker Stars, and
yeah, fair enough.
I can now say, I mean, if something like that ever came up, I'd obviously be open to it, but that's not one of my goals anymore. After some of the recent decisions they made, and whether that's a good thing or bad thing, you know, maybe it doesn't fucking matter at all. But that was something before that I thought would be really cool, and it was something that you could feel some accomplishment about. But now, after seeing some of the people they have on there, like I don't know. Now I'm thinking about other things.
Like a few, like, I mean, like they still have like some pretty good, like Ike's obviously like one of the best. Kanu7's quite good, but other than that, like, I don't know. It's just a bunch of like weak poker players. But I mean, it doesn't really make. The problem is like a lot of the good poker players aren't that marketable because they're kind of like smart, nerdy dudes that like work hard and like it's not like come play poker and like work your ass off and be an overall intelligent person and you can potentially be like them, you know. It's more like, if anything, that's like off-putting to other players. Like for example, if Odson was like a Stars pro, like it wouldn't make much sense, right?
It could. I could see that. Actually, that should be probably somebody who should make Stars pro. He's fucking entertaining as well.
Yeah, I mean, like you and I think so, but like obviously the Stars marketing gurus or whoever works for them has like a much different agenda than what like we think like constitutes like a poker pro that deserves a sponsorship.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think we have different. It
doesn't matter to me at all because I know at no point in my life will I ever be sponsored by like any site, and I'm like I'm perfectly okay with it. Like I can just like say whatever. I can talk about like how much people suck. I can talk about like how shitty the sites are. It doesn't matter. As long as I'm allowed to play poker, I'm like good to go.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder how many people make from the deals. I guess everyone has a different deal.
Yeah, everyone definitely has a different deal, and so some people make like, yeah. I imagine like Ike makes a decent amount.
Hollywood.
Yeah. Well, we played together in like the 100K in Australia, and he was just like trolling me the whole time.
What was the fan?
Okay, so what happened was I was wearing like my boy Dave's company, IonlyFlyFirstClass.com, one of the premier industry leaders in the travel business.
Listen, I was wearing his patch. When I fly first class, IonlyFlyFirstClass.com, my friend.
Yeah.
Maybe they should sponsor the podcast, man. Maybe he wants to sponsor the podcast.
Maybe he does. And then also one of my Australian friends, Jono. You might know Jono. He's Monster Dong. Monster Dong X.
I know the name. I just can't think of where I know him from.
Anyways, he started like a like poker underwear business.
That's awesome.
It's called Big Stack Underwear or something like that, and he gave me like a few pairs. He basically gave me like 3 pairs of underwear for like a sponsorship. So like I wore his patch, and then Ike was just like sitting there with like obviously the Stars patch, and he was like trolling me about how he makes hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, just wearing the Stars patch, and I get paid 3 pairs of underwear. Which, I mean, I'll take it. It's real comfortable underwear.
Goddamn.
It's made out of like bamboo or something like that. And, like the random, like I'm not even like plugging this, but like the underwear is actually very comfortable. It's called Big Stack Underwear. I don't sell it nowhere.
Yo, Big Stack Underwear. You want to send me some underwear? Send it to me. Let me know. I'll be wearing it every podcast. See, that's the kind of sponsorships. I'm not like. Well, the first thing I Google is a huge black cock growing in underwear. I have a big sick underwear. Hold on. Holy shit! Literally, like I put big sick underwear, and the first thing is huge black cock growing in underwear. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Slightly different results this time. Thank God I forgot a letter. Do you think it's all about money? Like, is it all about money to you personally? Like, is everything revolve around money for you?
Well, I mean, like poker and like is basically my job. So yeah,
in terms of everything else, are you doing anything you can to make money? Is that your always goal whenever you do something? Is it going to make me money or not?
No, not necessarily. I mean, anything business related, anything poker related, I like judge based on how much money I can make out of it. Yeah, but it's not like I live my life just to make money. I mean, like I do stuff that like doesn't make me money.
And I think that's what like me doing this stuff is. Like I'm not necessarily. I don't necessarily.
Yeah, I'm not like like calling you out, or I'm just no. If you enjoy it.
Yeah, but that's what a lot of people ask. They always ask like it's all about making money. Like I think you can do things, just enjoy them. You have fun doing them. They're entertaining. They're like exciting. You feel like you're like making other people happy by like maybe doing something. Like it's not, you know what I mean? It's not like, all right, like I gotta make as much money as I can. And that's. But a lot of people do think like that. Obviously, it's easier to say that when you have money. It's easier to say that.
Yeah.
Because when you have some comfort, you don't like I don't have to stress about it. But
yeah.
And just from like, having a lot of money I could spend, like it's not something I like really reach for anymore. I
feel the same way, but like I don't know. I just like enjoy making money, like even though I don't need it, like it's fun to make money. It's fun to like play poker and win. It's fun. Yeah. I have fun doing what I do. Yeah.
I think it's like when you reach like a point and past your bankroll, it's like if you can get past that like 500K mark up to like the 1 million mark, then you like kind of get a little excited. You're like, oh, let me see how much I can like run this up. It's not even like you want the money to like do something with it. It's just like, let's just see like how much I can make out of it.
You always want more, that's for sure. Like I remember when I was starting to play, I thought like, man, if I like ever just had 100K to my name, like that'd be great. Like I'd be like good to go.
What's your point now that you feel like would make that you say that now? If I had this much, it'd be cool.
How much money if I had now, it would be cool.
Right. Like what's your 100K Matt Park now? What's that new thing for you?
I think like maybe somewhere around like the 10 million mark. If I had like $10 million, that'd be like really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. How attainable do you think that is?
In my lifetime? I don't know. It depends on like how poker and other things go, but I think there's like a decent bridge between the okay, so there's like a point where like I sort of realized that like I never needed to like work again, and like I don't spend that much money. Like I know I like travel a bunch, but like I don't spend more than maybe like 100K a year, maybe even less than that. And like that's doing like anything I want, literally. So there's a point where like you have a certain amount of money where you can just like do whatever you want, and then there's a point where like you can actually like start like doing stuff, meaning like you can like buy some like real expensive stuff that would be like pretty sweet.
I think the challenge, like it's always like it seems a lot of like the uber wealthy people, you still want to be like challenged and pushed, and like that happens to be like the result of those things are money. That's what makes you accomplish. Like in poker, if you win a lot, you get money. That's where your accomplishment from poker comes. You get that sense of it because you made a lot of money. It just comes with it. And I think that's like with any business. Like you win at business by making money from the business. Obviously, you can do things that are like providing a service to people, or there's some type of non-for-profit. There's other things you can do, but for the most part, the things you're doing really revolve around the end goal. If you do it well, is money. So it just kind of comes with it.
Yeah. I mean, like when I started playing poker, I did not like. I did it for fun, you know. Like I thought it was a fun game. One of my friends like taught me like the rules. He told me about 2+2. I was like sort of obsessed. Like I just like read everything on 2+2 back when it was like this was like maybe 2008 when like there was actually some like decent stuff on 2+2, especially for the times and the state of the games. And I just like went from there. And I never like at no point when I was like at that point I probably worked like one of the like that was like a point where like I was most interested or most like fascinated with poker, you know, and like at no point did I think I would do it professionally, and at no point did I think like I'd be making like a lot of money from it.
So what's like the challenge for you right now at life in general? What's the challenge? What's something that you're thinking about how to do better at, or you're trying to, you know what I mean? Like where's your challenge come in right now?
Um, I don't know. My life isn't like too challenging. Like I actually just sort of want to like just win some more tournaments. Like I feel like I'm like really really good at tournaments. Like that's like kind of uh like I like honestly don't even play that many tournaments. Like I'm mostly like a heads up cash game player. I play like some 6 max cash. But man, like these tournaments I've been playing, especially even like the 100K tournaments, I honestly feel like I'm just like I know I'm being a little cocky here, but like I honestly feel like I'm just like so much better than like the field of like tournament specialists. I mean, I think there's like a few guys that like might be like slightly better than me, but like honestly, like even if you compared like my abilities with someone like you know like King Dan, who might be considered like the best tournament poker player, like I don't think I'm like that much worse than him. So, I mean, that's my view on it. That's why like I play these. That's why I think like that's why I take like huge pieces of myself and like whatever I play, because I do think like my ROI is pretty good, and I think I don't know. It's also like just fun to win stuff, you know. Like there isn't that much glory in like bum hunting and then like winning like a few buy-ins off a fish, even though like it makes you more money. But there's like a lot of glory of like grinding out like a tournament, and then like you're at the final table. There's like TVs. You know, you get to play like really high stakes essentially. And like playing high stakes is like a lot of fun because it's like you know like the money involved, and it's just like way more fun than just like beating up on someone who's like you know that's just like a bad player.
I think that's definitely something that's still challenging. Obviously, trying to get better at tournaments, trying to put yourself in position to win more or have success at them. I think that's a pretty big challenge in itself, right there.
Yeah.
So, Rob Harrison asks,
Rob is in the chat.
ask him where he ranks in the DDR world, please.
Oh man, I used to be.
You used to be in the DDR, Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah. I still play. I'm actually gonna go play some tomorrow because it's like they have like a pretty sweet. It's called like the difficult version of DDR is called ITG. It's called In the Groove, and I'm like. At one point when I was younger, I thought I was quite good, but then like I went to like check out. Like I just went to like there's this place in Vegas. It's like a LAN cafe. It's called Press Start Gaming, and they have like a pretty sweet machine there. And I just went there like a few times just to like play. You ever go to like the arcade when you were younger? Just like play games?
I still go to the arcade now. Favorite place. Yeah. That's why actually. Yeah. So, actually, I sometimes like dating single mothers. I used to, not anymore, because they had kids and we go to the arcade together. But go ahead, continue on.
Yeah. So like I used to be like quite good. Like I would be like competitive against some of like the better players in the world. And I went there and like there were 3 kids there like grinding like the machine with me, and they were all like so much better than me. It was ridiculous. It's almost like imagine if you like stopped playing poker in 2008 and you were like the best, like you were you know like Durr or I don't know who was the best back then. And then you came out of your hole and you started playing in 2015, and like it feels exactly like that. But yeah,
wow.
I'm actually gonna go it's actually like a really good cardio workout. It's like it basically feels like if you play tough songs, it basically feels like you're sprinting for like a few hours or not a few minutes straight.
You like basketball then, JMO?
No, I can't jump, and like my hand-eye coordination is not very good.
Are you tall?
I'm like 5'10", 5'11".
That's tall for basketball, kid.
We used to like by our house. I don't know if you've been to the Broshan, but like by our house, there's like a park, and sometimes there's like pickup basketball games, and it's actually kind of funny. But I went down there with like the Asian crew. We were all like real bad at basketball, and it was like us against like whoever else was there. But there was like one straggler, so like this white dude who I actually talked to him afterwards, and apparently like he used to be like real thug, like he was in a gang and he'd been shot before and stuff like that. But he was like the only good player on the team. But like I was like sort of an asshole because every time I got the ball, I would like try to like dribble it towards the rim, but like not really get anywhere, and then try to do like these ridiculous like behind the back shot or like fade away shot.
I hate people like you.
That like none of them ever came close to like making the basket. I think I was like 1 for maybe like 10 shots in all those games.
You're the reason why I don't play pickup with random people, by the way.
Yeah.
Because that would just tilt me so fucking hard. These terrible people. CG, shout out to CG. CG says shout out to JMO, man. What's up, CG?
He's sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna see him in Vancouver next month.
Yeah, man. CG, I like CG, man.
I think I owe CG like a drink or two or a meal or something.
Are you going to Vancouver for Scoop?
Yes, I'm going to go to Monte Carlo, and then I'm going to fly directly from Monte Carlo to Vancouver, where I will be in Vancouver until the beginning of the World Series.
Guess who else might go to Vancouver?
Oh, you? Nice.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it, man. I'm thinking about it.
Yes, we're going to, I mean, yeah. I think we got places in Yaletown. Yeah.
Did you get
it's kind of hard to find short stay places, but yeah.
Did you get a place in a high rise? I'm assuming high rise probably because
like a condo.
Cool. My place in Yaletown was right on it was like a townhouse on the street, which was like such a sick place. And I really like Yaletown. Ansi said he's living there right now too, but he's moving to the West End.
No, the West End's also quite nice. Yeah.
Man,
Vancouver overall. Vancouver is just fantastic. I like Vancouver.
Isn't it?
It's like it's so pleasant. Like you just like. I had like a really good routine in Vancouver where when I lived there, I lived at the Shangri-La.
Great place.
And like I would just like go downstairs, get coffee every day. There's like an urban fair. You been to Urban Fair? Love Urban Fair.
Yeah.
And then like I would just get coffee, get some Urban Fair, like have a good routine, just like grind, and then like at night. I mean, the nightlife isn't that fun, but like you could just go out to bars and stuff like that.
See, Jason, this is where you're wrong. The nightlife in Vancouver.
Yeah, I heard. Doug told me. You heard the Doug story about him like randomly raging one night?
No.
He like ended up at like he was at like a bar. I can't remember the story. He was at like some bar or something with like some gay dude, and like the gay dude was like really cool and took him out to like some underground club, and like during the whole thing. If he's talking about the same one I've been to, it's all Asian and it's fucking awesome. Like dude, I might have been to this like all Asian club. Are there like pictures of like Asian girls on the wall there? Is that what the
this one's underground? It's called the Basement, and you have to go downstairs only after hours. There's another Asian club in Gastown as well.
Yeah. Oh, it might have been that one.
Fortune, which is the Asian one too.
What's it called?
Fortune.
Okay.
Yeah. And so you can do nightlife really well in Vancouver if you have people that have places where they have after parties there, or they do pre-parties there, and then know the right places to go the right nights. But there is some sick nightlife in Vancouver.
Yeah, I feel like when I'm in Vancouver, I'm in like very like poker grind mode, health mode. Like I don't know, everyone there just like sort of like I mean, underbelly. Obviously, like I don't know the underbelly of the city, but like everyone like out in public seems to live like nice, healthy lives. Like everyone does yoga, or at least wears yoga pants, which is fantastic.
Lululemon, home of Vancouver. Vancouver's.
And then like just like the streets are so wide, everything's so clean, everything's so modern. Like just like walking around during the day is fantastic. You can like get anywhere just like walking around.
Yep. Great place.
The girls are all like incredibly good looking. Like
they are. Man.
You just feel good about yourself when you're there. You know, like you've made it somewhere in life that you can like live in a city like that. You ever feel that way when you're in Vancouver? I feel like
I felt that way. I felt that way all the time. I was also missed the United States. I was there for like a year straight, and I didn't go back to the States, so I kind of missed the U.S. And I had my car there, so I was always worried if I left Vancouver, I might not be able to get back in. So I was always like, I was like, I don't want my car to just get left here. So what I tried to do was I met, man, that's such like deep girl strategy. I'm not going to get into that, but that's really deep strat. But yeah, it's Vancouver's a fun place. I should share the salon strategy for guys out there.
The salon strategy.
Well, this is actually can apply to any place. So here was an idea I had, and I ran some simulations on it in Vancouver. So basically, you find if you don't meet a lot of new people, what you do is you find one place you like to go to often. It could be a Subway, it could be a salon, it could be something ideally where there's women and attractive women. And you obviously want to be a desirable person in this scenario as well. You want to have some kind of qualities that are desirable. You just go to that place all the time. You just go there, stop in, build a relationship with the people, because it's hard to meet new people in a new country. So that way you just kind of go to the same places, meet people there. And then at some point in time, you'll end up dating those people there. And that's just an easy way to build a relationship and meet new people and have friendships and meet friends of friends through that. That was one of my, and that's like surface level strat on that. But I really crushed that game in Vancouver. And
at a salon, specifically a salon. One of my friends that I roomed with when I was in Vancouver, I don't know how it happened, but he was getting a haircut, and he ended up like sort of dating, but not really dating, like the girl that was giving him a haircut, which was like some real crazy Russian girl. And then like they either broke up, but they weren't really dating. But it got weird, basically. You know how that is.
It's not always good, man.
Yeah. So then it like sort of got like, and like the haircut place was like sort of near where we lived or something like that. Like I think we lived on what's that road called? It's like right by, I think it's called Cooperage, or it's like right by the water. It's right by Edgewater Casino. You know where that is?
Yeah.
It's like we could walk to Edgewater Casino. It's like right by the water. And like there isn't that much down there. There's like you get to walk up the street, and there's like an urban fair, and then like there's this place where you get your haircut. And like it was just like awkward for a while because like this crazy, I think she was Russian.
Yeah, that's why you got to.
I don't remember the whole story, but like
there's GTO for dealing with situations like that too. You don't ever let it get to where it gets crazy. It never gets there. You got to control it. You got to set the boundaries initially when you meet them, and then it starts dating to where it doesn't get crazy when you split up. You got to have it where when it splits up, it's good dynamic. It's not this I want to murder you motherfucker dynamic.
Yeah.
That's the trick, and that's a tough one. You need years of experience to be able to handle that one.
Well, we're not all skilled like you, Joe. I imagine you're good at that.
I mean, I had a lot of experience, really. Like that's all it is. I'm retired from that lifestyle now, though. Now I'm seeking a one mate, of course.
Do you not have a girlfriend right now? I thought you had a girlfriend.
No, we broke up in February.
Okay.
We split up for a while, then we got back together, and we split up again in February.
Seems about right, yeah.
And since that time, well, I can't talk about these stories on the podcast because too many people watch these things. There's too many people that watch these things that don't tell me they watch these things. They just listen to what I'm saying. They don't let me know they listen to what I'm saying. So
yeah, I feel like I can't really tell any good stories on the podcast. I've given a few like okay ones, right? I think I'm doing okay.
It's always safe just to share in moderate amounts.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because you really never know who's watching. Like the hooker story, for instance, earlier. Like they're going to be someone that heard that. Like I have no idea they ever listened to this podcast.
Yeah.
I might see them again, and now they're like, "Oh, this guy likes hookers. He wants to go fuck hooker." No, you don't want to date that guy. That guy likes hookers.
Yeah,
like,
you don't.
Fucking story.
You never want to be a hooker guy.
Right, and like so, for instance, I'll tell you a story. So I talked about a lot on well, this is more pre-podcast, but on social media, I was talking about raging a lot and like ecstasy. Yeah. So I met this girl. We started like dating when I came back to the States. And her family's like, her brother who I had on Facebook too is like, he's a huge drug addict. You don't want to, like, shouldn't date him. He's like psycho. I was like, and that was a fault. That was for my fault because I put all that out there. And you think you got to realize the stuff you put out there, there's people taking it in. So you have to realize that that's happening and then accept that right away. And that's kind of what I've done now. I talk about some things like I accept that people are going to hear it. If they don't like me because of that, like that's.
Yeah. No, I feel like the same way. I think that's why I'm like so like blunt about things. It's like I honestly don't really care what people think about me. Like I don't know. I'm never gonna like meet a lot of the people.
Yeah, I mean, I guess your friends that you have now, they'll be your friends. You'll make new friends from those people, and
honestly,
once they meet you in person, if they don't like you in person, then that's fine. Like that's
and like speaking bluntly, like like my friends, especially within the poker community, are like, I couldn't ask for any better friends, you know, like they're all like fantastic people. They got my back, I got their back, you know, they're all like incredibly talented, good poker players. Like,
Do you have a lot of non-poker friends?
what?
Do you have a lot of non-poker friends?
I would say I have more. I have like a reasonable. I would say I have like maybe like a good mix, but I am like most of my time, or like a majority of my time, I spend with like my poker friends as opposed to non-poker friends.
I think it's probably just a function of traveling so much, being with them, being together
Yeah.
in the same spots.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's sort of hard to like. I don't know. Like, I think people just like kind of suck on average. You know, like I meet a lot of people, and I just like think I just like don't really like most people.
I think it's about how you approach them. You know, like I used to think that back in the day when I was obsessed with poker, I had that same thought process. But since then, I think everyone's got their story. Like I'm pretty open minded to what anyone has to say. Obviously, I might not agree with some things, but I just like listening. I like asking questions.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially people I meet at the gym all the time. I meet some people like in theory, you're like this guy. What this guy's a disaster, but I mean, just talking to people, like just trying to keep an open mind about what they're saying and not be like, I don't know. I definitely used to be like that, but I've kind of since tried to
It's not
change.
like I don't think they're good people, or like, you know, I don't. It's just like we don't have much in common. Like we don't have much to talk about. You know, like I would attempt to talk with you, but like I wouldn't really enjoy it. Like it seems forced, stuff like that.
I read something about that specifically, and it was basically the idea was that like it's your job to bring out everyone has something interesting or unique about them, or something you can like potentially learn. So it's kind of like it's like a challenge to like bring that out.
I'm gonna interrupt you, but fuck. Rob just like told everybody about like there was an incident once in Tokyo where I was like really drunk at a club. Basically, there's like a video of me like being very drunk on YouTube. Where the story behind it was, I was there with like.
We'll just put the video on right now. Hold on a second here.
Oh god, I was really drunk and like we got out of the club and it was like maybe like 8 or 9 a.m. And
hopefully no porn comes up. All right.
God.
We got it up. Okay, let's put it on.
So basically what happened was I was really drunk and Doug was paying me, he offered like $5K for me to jump in there. And I was considering it. I probably would have died if I did it, but.
So you're going to jump in this river.
Check this side. I have no way to get out. I can't do this. I mean, like, look at those walls over there.
It's daytime. Why are you so drunk?
It's like 9 a.m. We just got out of the club.
I like that shirt though, man. I like that color. That color on the when you roll it up there, man. GTO right there.
Yeah, it looks good.
Do you ever jump off the bridge?
No, I just like yell at everyone.
Oh. Aye. Oh, that's old school. That's old school video right there, where they shoot it up, standing up ways instead of sideways too.
Yeah. Good times. That was like almost 3 years ago now. Man, time flies.
It really does, my friend. It really does. When you think about it, like 4 years ago is like not. It seems like it was really far ago, but it really wasn't long ago.
Yeah.
You know, how old are you right now?
27.
Okay. Yeah, in 4 years you'll be 31. And think how much has changed in 4 years, probably for you.
Oh yeah, a ton.
Yeah, right. And then think about 4 years from now, it just feel like could be completely different. Everything about your life can be essentially different.
Yeah. I might just be doing the exact same thing though. I feel like, I don't know, my life hasn't really changed in like a couple of years at least. Like I just do the exact same thing, but
yeah.
I think maybe like my body will deteriorate enough where like I can't like rage as hard and I can't like do the stuff. I gotta like stay put and like drink my Metamucil and shit like that.
Yeah. Well, someone's going crazy in the stream. Is that true? Let's see. All right, we're gonna take a couple questions from the viewers, and then I'm gonna go play some basketball.
That sounds good.
Got to get my late night b-ball in here. Wait.
You follow NBA basketball, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Me and a few of my friends did like a pool where we just like, okay, so basically there's 4 of us and there's 16 teams in the NBA playoffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we each got either a 1 or a 2 seed, a 3 or a 4 seed, a 5 or a 6 seed, and a 7 or an 8 seed.
What a great idea that is.
So I'll just list off like the teams. All right, so I got the Cavaliers as my 1 or 2, Clippers as 3 or 4, Wizards, and then Pelicans. Doug got Warriors, Raptors, Bucks, and Nets. Zemmel, you're not going to know him. He got Hawks, Trailblazers, Grizzlies, Mavericks. I feel like he got like the worst team by far.
Yeah.
And then Wama got Rockets, Bulls, Spurs, and Celtics. The Spurs being like the high value play, right? Because like
because they're a 6.
6 seed, and they're like more likely than like half like the 1 and 2 seeds to win the NBA championship.
So is it just the winner of the championship wins the pool, or is it?
Okay, so I'll just like read you the rules. Okay, if a 1 or 2 seed wins, you collect $2,500 from each person.
Whoa.
If the 3 or 4 seed wins, you collect $3K from each person. If 5 or 6 seed wins, you collect $4K from each person. And if your 7 or 8 seed wins, you collect $6K from each person. And then every time your team wins a series, you collect $1K off the team that like loses. So, and then if it goes to game 7 and you beat them, you collect $2K off of them. It's a fun pool, right? I don't watch basketball that much, but like.
So wait, you have the this is okay. This is really interesting. You have the Cavaliers and who else?
Clippers, Wizards, Pelicans. I actually got the Warriors and Doug got the Cavs. Doug got the Cavs and I got the Warriors. But one of my friends is like a huge Warriors fan, so I bet like a huge amount versus him. He wanted the Warriors to win the whole thing, so I bet against him. So I didn't want to like have the Warriors on my team. So I paid like I think like $200 to give Doug the Warriors for the Cavs because like we looked up like the Cavs are gonna like they're like a favorite to make to the NBA Finals, whereas the Warriors have like a much tougher road, I guess. I don't follow basketball that much. I'm just
that's a sick pool. I'll actually do that same pool if anyone wants to do it, but on a much smaller scale, obviously. But we can use the same exact kind of guidelines that you got. That's a sick pool. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, great, right? Yeah.
That sounds so fucking awesome.
It's kind of crazy though that if the Warriors end up winning the NBA championship, I think I lose like $23K or something like that because I have the bet against them, which I'm laying like I think they're like minus like 240 or something like that. So, and then like.
Do you have the rules written down somewhere for this?
I can send you a screenshot of it.
Yeah, send me a screenshot of it, please, so I can use these because I know a couple people that will couple PLO guys that'll be interested in this that really like basketball.
Yeah, like gambling is so much fun. Like so much fun. It makes like everything like way better. Like if you can gamble on it.
I don't know about gambling, but I don't know about that.
You don't like gambling? I mean, like especially like sports like that.
Yeah.
What do you mean you never gamble?
I don't ever gamble. I mean, poker, anything not poker. I haven't gambled on anything in like.
No, I don't either. But like this is like neutral EV. Like I don't play pit games or anything because that's like
right.
Stupid
Neutral EV things I don't mind.
This is just like with me and my friends where we can watch the games, we can gamble with each other, and none of us are paying big and stuff like that type of gambling is a lot of fun. I recommend everyone just do that. Just gamble an amount. Like there's some friends that are richer than others. Like for example, like sometimes when we have like gambling pools, like a few people like pool their money together to be one team, whereas like someone like Doug always wants to put up as much money as possible.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just like a fun sweat for it. Like we just gamble on like anything. Like Survivor is a great thing to gamble on.
Oh my god, I wish I got in a Survivor pool. I love Survivor.
Love Survivor too. It's one of my favorite shows. You like this season?
I mean, I just feel like there's a couple guys that like won't win. Like they can't. Like they're not good. Like there's 3 people now that won't. Like the Boston person. We're gonna talk Survivor here, guys. If you don't own Survivor, I'm sorry. You should watch it. The Boston guy's never winning. Shireen's never winning.
Oh, Shireen's so annoying.
And Dan's probably never winning as well. So like, there's 3 people that are literally never winning.
But, Joe on that show reminds me a lot of you.
Joe? Oh, I got him. Yeah, he was awesome.
He sort of looks like you, and like he sort of has like the same like attitude. Like he's just like I don't know. He reminded me a lot of you. I actually had Joe. And I don't want to spoil what happened, but I actually had Joe as one of my horses, and he's like a huge crusher. Like we have like like every time you like win a challenge or like win immunity or like do something good, you just collect money from like the rest of the pool. And Joe was just getting me like paid like repeatedly. He was just like on fire.
I know, dude. He's
But
a
sadly, but sadly he like got the axe.
and it wasn't. Well, that's a problem when you do so well. Like you put yourself on the outs. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
did you know there's going to be a poker player on there? Not next season, but the season after.
Oh really? Is it not
Female.
going to be Doug?
What?
You know Doug? Oh man, Doug actually submitted an audition tape for Survivor. It's like fantastic. You should ask him to watch it.
I gotta check that out. That'd be Doug would be great on Survivor. Holy shit.
It'd be fantastic. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. So who do you think's going to win this season?
Who's the blonde guy on
Tyler.
Tyler, yeah, I think Tyler has like a pretty good shot because he's just like sort of like he's like kind of smart, but he's like sort of under
Under the radar, yeah.
I think he has like the best shot right now.
I think either him or Carolyn probably win, or maybe.
Mamacy is awesome, yeah.
Yeah, I could see the tall guy, Mike, potentially the Southern guy too.
Yeah.
But like the other ones can't win ever, so
Yeah.
like unless they all end up in the final, which I could see them doing. The thing is, like at the end, you're gonna want to take the people who aren't gonna win. Like you're gonna want to take the Boston guy because no one, you know, like
everyone hates him. Then they're not going to vote for him. Yeah.
yeah. So
I think like the strategy of Survivor is like very interesting, and like people have gotten a lot better at it than like earlier seasons. People were just just like sort of clicking buttons, but as people understood strategy, like people are like doing kind of smart things.
yeah, I mean 30 seasons now, literally 30 fucking seasons of Survivor. Like I still like it. I've been watching the past couple of seasons like every week to week.
I obviously love Survivor. It's like so entertaining. It's like one of my favorite shows now.
I wish they had something where like you could do like an amateur Survivor thing where you could like pay a company to go be on like some sort of Survivor type setting. Like I think that'd be just
and battle it out with like some other people.
Right. Like I'm sure there's something like that exists somewhere, but I mean like you like all buy in for I mean you can kind of collude I guess in that situation, but yeah, I wish there was something like that out there. Be pretty cool. We'll get a couple questions. They said, fuck, marry, kill, Vanessa Selbst, E-Dog, or Alti FC.
Oh. I guess I'd marry Vanessa since she probably has like the most money out of all of them. So
okay,
that'd be like pretty good. But Alti and E-Dog, oh man, that's tough. I guess fuck E-Dog sounds kind of weird, but I mean like he still I think owes me a little bit of money, so he might pay for my services, and then that just leaves like Alti to kill.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, Alti, you got to go.
Someone said, where do I play hoops at this hour? I have a 24-hour gym down the street. Somebody might be there on Friday. I might play. I played last night for like 7 hours, and I got in some games. But I'm starting to get a thing right here. What was our question? Do you think Donger has the best nickname ever? Do you think Donger is the best name ever?
Donger?
Yeah.
Donger Kim?
Donger.
Pretty good.
Donger. Oh,
Big Dick Donger Kim. You came up with that nickname, right?
I did.
I think you mentioned it like before it was like popular, and then like I just kept calling him that in front of his girlfriend, and then his girlfriend would be like, "Oh, Jason, stop! Don't do that." And then like now she even calls him Big Dick Donger Kim.
I saw that on there, man. I saw she calls it Big Dick Donger Kim. I loved it. I think we're gonna wrap it up. Actually, it's about 3 hours. We've been marathoning it up again.
Oh damn! It's been fun. I've had a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, me too. I mean, a lot of people aren't gonna watch past like two. Well, I don't know. Like a surprising number of people actually watch the whole things, which is kind of frightening in a way. But yeah, had a lot of fun, man. I appreciate you coming on. I'll probably I might see you in Vancouver. If not, I'll see you in Vegas, and I'll plan to do at least 1 or 2 days with EDC with you.
Yeah, I mean, you're more than welcome to come with us. Like, yeah.
If you guys want a helicopter, let me know. I think you can only do 6 maybe on a helicopter or 5, unfortunately. So I assume the group will be bigger than that.
The problem is like the squad's like getting too big, and like, I mean, if it was me, I would definitely helicopter, but it's not up to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably.
If you ever want me to like come back on, it's fine.
Oh yeah, man. I'll probably, yeah, like my kind of like no one's watching now at this point in time, so I can just say I can just talk openly now about things. But yeah, I don't know. I think I've been thinking about my podcast strat, my podcast approach, and like I don't know. I feel like my favorite people that I actually like, I should just have them on more often. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like just
like if you're thinking about it, like it's not like you need to like appease like the public. You just do what you want, right? Like you're doing the podcast mostly for yourself, just to have fun, just to like put it out there. It's not
right.
like really benefiting from like, oh, you got to get like these like popular people. I mean, fuck it, just have people that are just like entertaining. Like I honestly didn't watch like a lot of like but like people like I really enjoyed like the CTS one, like the Fox 15 one, like Ansky's always pretty interesting. I don't
Yeah,
know, like do more guys like that like are legit, like smart people that like play like poker well instead of people that like are somewhat popular in the public eye.
well, I
But
guess
that's my opinion. If you're trying to like please me, which I hope you are,
definitely. Well, that's so. If you've noticed, I haven't had like I had Daniel on just because I met him and I thought he was really interesting in person when I met him, which is why I had Daniel on.
Pretty interesting, yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
besides that, like I think if you look at the guests I have on there, most of the people like might not be these like GTO podcast guests you'd have on, but you really never
Like,
know who's going to be interesting.
dude, how bad was Dog? That was like I listened to that just because like I'm friends with Dog. God, that was terrible. Like that was. I even told him like that was like the worst hour I've ever spent doing anything. A little
It
hard.
really depends on your perspective. Obviously, I mean, sometimes a podcast you just want to get to know people, and we got to know Donger.
I mean, like, obviously, like Dom's like a very nice guy. He's a good poker player. He's not gonna like rustle any feathers. He's
Yeah,
Oh wait, hold on.
exactly.
Thanks. Sorry, I heard the dog. Like, I kind of want to show everyone the dog.
Yeah, man, Donger's a nice guy, but I enjoyed having him on. I think people want to know more about him, and now they know more about him. So that was what it is. But I think now going in the future, like I'll have some new people on, obviously from time to time too. But I just kind of like having the old like people I enjoy on. Like I like talking with like Pertush. I want Pertush on again. I like Greg Merson. I like Raptor. I like all these guys. I really enjoy talking to them.
The Raptor David Benefield podcast was really good. Yeah, he seems like a very, very interesting. Like it seems like he's like incredibly intelligent. Like he's way too like smart and hardworking to be stuck in poker, which I guess it makes sense. He doesn't really play that much poker anymore, but yeah, he seems quite cool. Like him, CTS, like all those like old school like hard runners guys, like most of them seem like
man. I kind of want to get. I talked to Taylor about coming on too, but Taylor is like same way. Like it's kind of like a lot of those guys that crushed like then. If you like talk to them now, they're like it's noticeable why they were like did so well when they did so well.
I think I know you asked earlier, but I think like if you get like Emil Patel, I think he's like a pretty interesting guy. And then like what's his name? Krantz, Jay Rosenkrantz.
Oh yeah,
I saw something like he.
I'm gonna have Krantz on February 27th, which is not this coming up Wednesday, but the Wednesday after that at 6 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern. Bam.
Yeah, I'm always interested about like what those guys are up to because like before like like guys like me and Doug and like the new school of poker players started playing like high stakes heads up like Krantz was like the end boss basically at one point, right?
Isn't it crazy like that? I think it's crazy for me, like when I started playing poker, like these guys were like the end bosses and now they're like coming on the podcast. I think it's kind of fun. Like it's
yeah, like when I first started playing poker, like I was just like, wow, maybe like one day if I like was lucky enough or if I worked hard enough, I would be almost as good at poker as like Jay Rosenkrantz, man. He's like Penny Raid, I think was the screen name. I used to like sweat him like high stakes and I'd be like, wow. Like one big blind is more money than I have in my account right now. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, man, same thing. Who else was around? I'm gonna have I don't think JC Musa is he as well known for the online circles. I'm gonna have him on too.
I mean, like he's known for being a nit, I guess. He seems like a cool guy. I'm trying to think of like if you get like Prahlad on, that'd be pretty cool. Or
I feel like Prahlad be someone I have to meet in person again. Like I think there's just some people I just like couldn't get on unless I interacted with them in person, and they were like, oh, okay, cool. Like you're not like a regular like. So when you think about podcasts, you think of like some boring bullshit or like asking the fucking same boring questions, and it doesn't seem like it'd be very fun to do. It's just like you're doing it to do it almost.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
this is really old school, but if I don't even know what he's up to these days. But Havad Khan, you know who Havad Khan is?
Oh, he posts on Liquid Poker.
He's actually like a really entertaining and like funny guy. Yeah.
It's a good name. I wrote it down.
And like I used to like because we used to like gamble a bunch. Like he's like a huge sports bettor, and we used to gamble a bunch in sports. And I haven't heard from him in like maybe like a few years. I'm actually curious as to what he's up to, but he always seemed like a really cool. Oh, also, Empire Maker Blake Stevenson. I think he would be absolutely fantastic.
He watches a lot of podcasts too. I talk to him on Twitter sometimes, but
yeah, he said no.
Yeah, I asked him. He said maybe one day.
He has some good stories. I have some pretty good memories with Blake.
I've heard some crazy. You know what's funny is I actually met like one of his like I don't know if they used to be best friends at some point in time. He was like in my Rage crew in Chicago, and this guy was one of the sickest Ragers I've ever met in my life. So I can imagine they were best friends because they both like to do the similar type.
I mean, also like he's just the sickest gambler. Like I think like one time like maybe a famous story, but like he bet like $50,000 in a hand at blackjack where he had just had like the money in like a trash bag or something like that, and he was drunk and he just like walked out of the club. And I don't know the exact story, but yeah, he like if you can get him on and have him like tell some like stories from back in the day, like I think that'd be like highly entertaining. That'd be like way more entertaining than I don't know who you have lined up, but
yeah, you know, I think so. So another like I said, we're like 3 hours in, so now I can talk a little bit of podcast strategy. No one will, like only like I guess let's see how many people watch this back. Let's say 5,000 people watch this on YouTube, and then let's say 15% make it to this far. So
yeah, I mean, like, I feel like no one gives a fuck about me. Like I'm just like rattling that.
No, but it's still entertaining. It's still fun. So one of my ideas of podcasting, which one of the reasons I initially started doing PLO ones was because I wanted to help more people get out there. So like I like having the more unknown people on. Because like the Fort, for instance, now people learn about the Fort. He's like one of the most interesting people ever. Well, now you're kind of like making these people more well known, especially in PLO. I felt like there was no PLO celebrities, PLO like stars, or PLO people you wanted to follow. So one of my ideas was I wanted to make those people get more publicity, get them out there more, have more people know them.
You should have I don't know if he'd come on, but Danny, DDMFI.
Oh yeah, he said she's like I'm just too boring. I don't think I'd be like entertaining. He just like lives in Colombia and has his girlfriend and yeah. But yeah,
maybe I'm trying to think. Lucky Chewy. Have you had Lucky Chewy on?
Someone I think Ansy said Lucky Chewy as well. He's like need to have him on.
Yeah, like he's gone like full crazy. I think. Like I've heard.
Yeah, that's what somebody told me.
He's got a beard and he's like all like hippie now, and he like sold his house in Vegas or something to like buy a commune in Texas where he's gonna. I don't know. Like honestly, people like that, like I just want to hear like them talk. Like I would just listen to Chewy just talk about whatever, even though I think he's like kind of crazy now. I don't know.
A lot of acid, man. That's what acid does to you, bro.
Yeah, don't do drugs, guys.
That shit makes you acid will trip you out like that. That's really what it is. It's LSD. That's how you get like that. You do LSD. You don't come like that naturally. There's no fucking way that naturally happens.
You've been LSD before?
I don't know.
You haven't? You want to try some when you're in Vegas? It's fun.
Of course. The answer's always been yes to that question. I think a lot of times for a lot of people, you doing drugs is almost like you happen to be with the right people in the right circumstances.
It's all about environment with drugs. Like I'm a component of like doing drugs. Like I think drugs get like a bad rap. Like
agree.
Like doing hallucinogenics is like maybe changed my life. Like it gives me a new perspective on things, and like it's not like you know it's way worse for you. Like smoking cigarettes or drinking, like those are like more detrimental, and they don't like they do less for you. I feel so. Yeah, drugs get a bad rap.
When you've read about like acid too, like some of the most like creative people who've done these great things, like that's what they credit. Like they credit acid or LSD as like this revelating experience in their life.
Yeah, and there's like actually scientific studies that show like doing like even like ecstasy or acid has like good effects on people who have like post-traumatic like stress disorder or like stuff like that.
Well, the drug I used to like was ketamine, and there's been things like that. Like people take that for,
you get in a K-hole, right? with the K
Well, I
hole.
think it's weird. Like they liquefy them, so like they work the doses up for them. And I'm like, I'm reading a lot about it. And I was like, it's fast. I mean, I understand it. It completely makes sense why it could work that way.
Yeah.
And I think a lot-
Ketamine, you get if you do enough of it, you get like a very out of the body experience.
Mhm.
It's not for everyone. I don't like. I know like a lot of people. I don't honestly. I don't like it that much. Like I'd much rather do I'd rather do like shrooms or LSD. But I mean, I think you should try everything at least once, as long as it's non-harmful.
I think I'm with that. I kind of agree with that. I think a good mix is
Anything that isn't like injected in you, like no heroin, like none of that stuff.
I mean, I hate to say it, but I've thought about trying. I've never tried it. I've never been in a situation where someone was like, "Oh, do you want to try that?"
Yeah, DMT is also like, I don't know if you.
I've heard of that too. I didn't understand it, so I didn't want to
Yeah,
try it. But
it's
I
fine.
think a lot of times you meet people and they're like, "Oh, like this drug's terrible. This drug's terrible." I'm like, "All right, like why do you say that?" And they're like, "Oh, well, this time I was with this guy and we were at this place
Yeah.
and it was." I was like, "Well, okay. Here's your problem. First of all, right there, you're with somebody you might not like, or you randomly did it. The environment was terrible. That person had no idea how to like make your experience good. Like all those things really matter."
I actually have a pretty funny story about like the first time I did, it was either mushrooms or acid. The first time I did like any hallucinogenics, I was like 19 years old, and I was at my friend's like cabin, and we went out like it was like beautiful. It was like all nature. There's like a lake there, and then as I was doing it, I see like it was just like straight out of the Oregon Trail. There was like like a carriage and a buggy and like this Amish family just like going along the river, and I thought it was like hallucinating. I was like slapping my friend in the head, and he's like, dude, I see him too. Dude, I see him too. That was incredible.
And they were actually there though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're actually there.
Yeah. Danny B said steroids is the nuts.
I might start doing steroids. Why not?
I don't know about the steroids are the nuts. You feel like the man. You can feel like the man without steroids, technically, in theory.
All right, we can probably wrap this up, right? It's just like going on forever.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Trying to get some basketball. And guys in the chat, thanks for tuning in. I know some people have been here the whole time. You guys are awesome. Much love. You want to follow JMO on Twitter at? Are you still private on Twitter, dude?
No, I'm not. I don't think I was ever. Oh, maybe I was. What is my Twitter screen name? It's like Cunty Kicks or something.
I think you switched names at some point in time and you became private.
Yeah. It was Klink 10K, but like I don't even use that name anymore. Like
now you're.
I came up with that screen name. I came up with that screen name when I was like 10 years old when I first got an AOL Instant Messenger account. I don't even know where it's from, but I just used it for everything. And now like,
yeah,
I'm moving on. I'm too old for that shit.
Trying to graduate, man. All right, boys in the chat, much love. I don't know when I'll be back next. I know I have a stream next week, Friday, with Adam from the Aria Poker Room. Runs the Aria Poker Room, and TT, Steve McLaughlin.
TT is awesome. I'm gonna watch that. Yeah.
I can't wait for that one. It'll be fun.
You can ask him a bunch of like food questions because like he'll just rabble about. He's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I asked him. I went to Disneyland with him and his fiance and Lizzie Harrison, and I was just like asking a bunch of questions because his answers were just like really entertaining to me. Yeah, I don't know what else, guys. I got nothing else specific on deck. The Feminist podcast is coming up next week sometime too.
I will not be tuning in for that.
Well, me and her also have a little bit of
a little chemistry, a little back and forth.
I'm not sure what happened.
You gotta do, Joey. Respect the game.
Gotta do what you gotta do. All right, boys, that's it. Follow on Twitter, Joingram1. That's it. Peace. iTunes, Joingram1. Said that way too late. I should have said it at the beginning. Fuck.